dude, I'm like so fucking stressed out.
And hello, everybody. Welcome to this week's episode of Dicecream Sandwich.
Hello.
Oh my gosh.
Welcome.
Happy Tuesday, everybody.
Today in the
And also, welcome back to the lovely
Yay! We missed you so much.
I missed you.
Close.
Yeah.
And also
Jordy
happy...
did a great job.
Yep.
Yeah.
Paladins are fun when
Obliterating
undead
that
are in the
one
room. Yeah, no, paladins are real fun when undead are around because then it's just like, hey, bitch slap.
So, what were you going to say?
Happy 30th episode.
Yeah.
It's birthday. It's our 30th.
Our stream's old enough to
stream.
drink.
Yeah.
And then some.
A
Thanks
couple
for
times over.
coming and hanging out with us, everybody who's...
Well, it's hard to believe
Watching.
as well that it's actually been 9 months. Like we
What?
Had,
Yeah.
guys.
Wow.
That's a long time.
We
I
could
need
have
to
created
go.
a
We
baby.
started in October.
I've been
Beginning
committed
of
to this longer than I
October.
should
November,
be.
December, January, February, March.
Goodbye.
Holy crap, I literally
This is
told
my
somebody
longest
today that it was
commitment.
February.
This is like our gameplay
February
is
was
officially
when the
older than like
stream, like-
fuckboy relationships.
The doctor has to go now.
I
His
feel
planet
like
needs
for a
us.
Nice,
while, though.
nice.
Yeah.
Our
Nice.
gameplay is older than most relationships in Vancouver.
Hey
Sorry.
man, rent's expensive. You gotta figure shit out.
We love you the most.
We do.
Kiss!
Kiss,
Kiss.
kiss,
Kiss.
kiss,
Nah, never
kiss.
mind.
Subscribe to our Patreon.
Whoa!
Making custom content.
No promises are being
That's
made
what my
here.
gas was.
Shit, I'm in on the Patreon. What's up?
Man, I'm not looking at you. I'm looking straight at Kevin. What
I'm out of the
Well,
Patreon.
Kevin's like, I can make some solo content.
Well, me and Jordy were doing some photo shoots.
Oh,
Some photo shoots.
some
boy.
not so solo.
It's a lot of
content.
bearskin rugs. A lot of micro bikinis.
Why did I?
Oh,
You know,
You with like
That just
just
reminds
swings over your nipples, like
You're
you're
back in. Thank you for your ass.
No, I'm out now.
Oh,
I was back in,
the
but now I'm
mustache
back
men.
We're off the rails
calendar.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
that
we're
just
off the
reminded
rails
me of
now.
that.
Yeah.
Strahd likes
I
diaper
adore
play.
those too.
Yes.
All right, and
Like that
Save.
before.
Okay.
bring it back.
Well,
Bring it back.
Can I
Bring it
do
back.
a tiny touch of promo?
Yeah.
Do it up.
Yeah, so I have started a little bit of a drag career, friends. So I'm performing at Commercial Drag on Sunday night at the London Pub. It's just off Main Street in Chinatown. Please come along. It's a night of 1,000 Collier Jepsons, which obviously means it's going to be amazing.
Nice.
I'm going to do a very fun number. So
Sweet.
yeah.
Any Vancouver viewers,
Yes.
see it out.
You are allowed to come hang out with us when we invite you if you're in
Oh,
Vancouver.
it's
Oh,
absolutely.
and
Please do.
Not me though.
we're also doing a giveaway. Finally, with our Dungeons of Doom dice. Don't hold too close to camera.
How many?
Comment on our stream today, and you will be able to win this amazing
What's he?
Skull D6 dice, perfect for sneak attack or damage of any kind.
What'd you roll?
A 5.
Ooh.
It's like in the
It's
upper
better than
echelon.
average. Better than average.
Play tested. Kevin approved.
There it is.
Yeah.
And on that note, we're going to go ahead and play our intro. We'll see you guys
yeah,
in 1
yeah,
minute.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
please, no one.
/Locust from Hunt Lords. Got you guys on follow now. Beauty
Oh,
D6.
that's
Yeah,
the.
Hunt Lords.
Hunt Lords.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god, I love it.
We're back.
Hi.
Strahd
Yeah,
made a
so
boom
good.
boom.
Strong.
On last
Oh,
night's
I don't know how I
dice
feel
cream,
about that.
Strahd made a boom boom.
Yeah.
So, jumping right into tonight's episode. We catch up with the party. We're gonna go a bit of a ways back because it has been quite an adventure getting to this point.
It's a filler episode, guys. Shut
Initially leaving from the village of Valaki, finding their way to a gathering of Vistani, a large Vistani camp outside, apparently those in league with Strahd. The group found Casimir, a dusk elf, and a series of his male brethren, having been told
Ooh, male brethren.
Cowboys get cold.
of his brethren who
Rides that
had
can't no more.
explained a story that, oh my god, shut up Siri. I'm gonna frickin' kill you, Siri. I didn't say Siri, I said series.
Put her on low power mode and she'll go off.
There we go. And box on head because it's real. Because it's live. Alright. Finding Casimir, finding out that all of the female dusk elves that had been brought to Barovia had been killed unceremoniously by Strahd and his minions. Casimir told the party of a plan of his to resurrect his dead sister, but that would require the group having to travel to the Ember Temple. He actually knew the location of the Ember Temple after all of your searching and all of your discussions trying to find any information about that. You finally managed to get some kind of a route there. Heading west, out from Valaki, you managed to find your way to the village of Kraisk, delivered a few children who had been kept captive, for lack of a better word, by a series of werewolves that were beside Lake Baratok. After that, made your way up the hill beside the village of Kraisk to the Abbey of St. Markovia, one of the places that you were told would be a safe haven for the earliest of people, Hope's initial crush, who
Pour one out for.
unfortunately
It's probably still fine, right?
Probably fine.
finding the abbey inhabited by something altogether too normal.
Really?
Back the fuck up out of there.
That seemed pretty normal
Yeah.
to me.
The one guy, the abbot, altogether too normal for.
Oh
everything
yeah,
around
okay.
him.
But like, what's surrounding him?
As he
is
grew
not-
in size.
You managed to leave, escape, flee, however you want to define that, with your lives. Eventually finding your way back to the village of Kraisk and finally heading south, out from the village to find your way finally to the Amber Temple with the assistance of Casimir. A long journey along the Selenka Pass, a very interesting engagement with a pristine black-cloaked rider in the center of a decrepit bridge, whereupon Les tried to pass by this rider, and a massive plume of black ash exploded outward, covering the entire party within a few dozen feet with that, taking massive amounts of necrotic damage from the ash, the choking and the coughing up blood. The ash itself, having been dispersed, revealed a single figure underneath, a wraith, shadowy entity with kind of shadows forming and coalescing into hardened bone hands, but a creature that would reach into the very chests of the person or people that they wanted to kill, and then try to extract their life force. Les taking two very heavy, hard hits, but managing to resist the life extraction aspect, was able to heal back up beside the creatures, dealing a small amount of damage when Hope came in and unleashed divine fury on these two wraiths, eviscerating the second from almost full hit points in a matter of 2 slash attacks from their longsword. It was no joke. But the wraiths having been dispelled, everybody else healing up and eventually making your way further south, you followed along a mountain pass, eventually finding yourselves with a fairly large overhanging rock, where Elith, being very disappointed at the inability to deal any real amount of damage, was,
I killed one of them.
but in comparison.
Yeah.
But Hope like mega killed.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
my character.
You were caught staring off into space, and suddenly Les turned around and screamed, "Look out!" as a giant 9-foot-tall goat leapt off.
It was
9 foot
big.
tall.
It was a big goat.
Yeah, Hope slays a wraith, and I get tossed off a mountain by a goat. Say,
Almost.
tell us about
You
it
did
again.
manage to make your save, slamming
I
the
did.
dagger into the ground and short sword into the ground, and kind of sobbing yourself near the edge, right as Les unleashed "Hell hath no fury like a triton scorned," and just eviscerated the creature in 2 attacks, and leaving it in very good condition for Elite to then come and just skin the hell out of it, creating a perfect fitting
Goat
cloak,
coat.
that
Go coat.
that you started to wear.
No, because you told me I couldn't wear it
Sorry,
until it was
I was
tanned
mistaken.
yet.
You, like it can be tanned to be turned into like armor or something. Skinning an animal, you can just wear it immediately if you want.
Oh, I mean, if it keeps me warm, I probably will just wear it.
Okay, so you'll be wearing
You'll
Like-
snuggled under.
So yeah, that's just a bit of a
Fleshy.
backup from me. Yeah,
I
it's
mean-
it's like it's been dry, obviously. Like it's not still mushy.
I rolled 2 nat 20s for that roll. I think I made a fucking cloak.
Exactly. So I'll
Kaylee
say,
cares, Alith does not.
Yeah.
so I'll say that you have
That's
the
true.
cloak if you would like to be wearing that.
Okay.
Okay. You eventually
I have to wear my
made
enemies.
your way as night began to descend. You crested the top of the final ridge before finally you started to notice the path going down. The smoke began to, or the snow began to clear, and the front of a large temple was revealed to you with 4 massive amber statues and a huge pair of double amber doors. You spent the evening up top, sleeping, allowing everybody to regain everything that they may need for the coming battle, search. You're not quite sure.
In and
But
out.
over the course of the night, on second watch, the doctor saw a phantom rider and steed, ghostly, walking up along the side of the mountain and passing in front of the group, harmlessly, not noticing anyone, not even paying attention, but a rather eerie reminder of what is potentially to come.
Can I just give it a little
Some
aside for
bitch
Hope's
skeleton.
info because they weren't there? The rider also had like a lantern that sort of sucked in light, like it was the opposite of light, which we're also seeing in the
It's
temple.
not a good lantern.
Yes.
That noise.
In addition to that, after
And
the doctor's watch, Leith
Yeah.
sat up
I
and
met a friend.
started to hear loud cawing off in the distance. And then looking out, expecting to find a raven, started to notice a massive shadow over the ground, estimating 20, 30, 40-foot wingspan.
Didn't you say it was carrying a moose in its talons?
No, it was hunting.
Okay.
And you heard it go into a loud dive and then slam into the ground and in a single talon pull up an adult moose.
Yeah.
and moose are okay.
They're like 600
just,
pounds.
just
Yeah.
so you guys know, moose are huge.
We're not talking like a deer. We're talking like
Yeah,
a
no,
large
like-
ungulate.
like a moose's
Ungulate?
antler
Non-Canadian
span
moose,
can like be
Ungulate,
the
that's
entirety
the
like
class.
the length of this.
Oh.
It is. They are massive.
I'm not.
Guess
They
who's
are
from Alberta?
massive. I used to have.
I used to have a pet moose.
I used to have a pet moose.
What?
No, I used to.
I wish.
Most Canadian
I
thing
wish.
ever
I
to be
love
said.
them.
I wish you had a pet moose. That'd be.
No, you don't. They smell.
They smell.
And they're
Whatever.
kind of
Yeah, they're
Everyone
mean.
smells.
They're not nice.
So where were we?
Anyway, yeah.
You could ride
Moose
them
are big.
down.
That was
Canadian.
A big raven?
This giant creature that Elise thought originally may have been a raven, but upon waking up the following day and explaining the situation, of all people, Casimir had heard of this creature and knew it to be a rock.
Right?
A
R-O-K?
giant- R-O-C.
ROC.
What a dingus. It's
A
a bird, not
giant
a rock.
30 to 40 foot
That I
wingspan
live.
creature that had been described, and he referred to that as one in adolescence. So knowing that it could get even larger than what it currently
It's
was.
not like I think
Does anyone need a stress roll on? I'm just
I
saying.
smell it and it smells
smells so
amazing.
good.
So from there, the group made their way down, finally descending the last several hundred feet and reaching their destination of the Amber Temple, parking the caravan outside along with Cinnamon. The doors to the temple were opened. The doctor found a dead mage in one side of the temple and managed to actually find an entry door into another antechamber, found a secret door, found a very interesting, relatively simple, but very useful wand with 3 charges remaining. If you can actually write that down, because I didn't write how many
I
charges
did.
are in it. But there are 3 charges remaining in it. And after that, made their way down, knocked on, or listened very carefully to the door, checked for
Switch the
traps,
cameras.
very lightly pressed against the door began to open, and words and the sound of metal scraping on metal, blade being sharpened on the other end of the, on the other side of the wall. The doctor knocked.
Yeah.
Hey,
Hi.
before
Damn right I did.
Sorry, before we get into this, we got a nice, our homie Hunt Lords pointed out that the cameras are flipped
Oh,
right now. So,
yeah, so
what?
the
I will
labels.
lure,
That's a first.
I'm
Yeah.
Les Paul.
Yeah.
Thank you for
Oh,
letting us.
nice.
You're a
Yeah,
tomato.
you're home.
Whoa!
Thank
What,
you.
really?
Whoa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
First.
That's
I was
how we're
wondering
playing.
why.
Let's all give it. Let's all give a
everyone
clap.
switch character sheets.
Let's all
do
give it.
this.
Let's all give a clap to Hunt Lords. Thank you.
for figuring that out.
MVP of our session.
Thank you.
Who would I be playing? I'd be
You'd be playing
playing
Leaf.
Leaf.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you were Hope, and you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
I would trust you. I would trust you with
There
with
That's
Laura.
so weird. That's a. I guess that's because I plugged that camera in first this time.
Oh.
Uh-oh.
There we
Either
go.
way.
Thank
All
you
good.
to
Thank
whoever
you.
that was.
Thank you
You're
to
the
Wizard
greatest.
Yeah, thank you.
We appreciate it.
Snaps for Hunt Lords. I think the camera is now. Oh
Camera's
no, wait.
correct now.
Okay.
Yeah, I can
But-
see the thing you were about 20
Did
seconds
someone
behind.
tell us that?
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
man. Okay, so that person like knew what
Thank
where
you.
characters were supposed to be.
Yeah, I told you. They're,
Thought it
they're a
was-
huge supporter of the show.
Yeah.
Thank you, Hunt Lords.
Yeah,
You are
snaps for Hunt
awesome.
Lords.
Yeah.
Cheers,
So-
Downloads.
We're knocking on the door.
So,
Yeah,
Knocking on the
thank
door.
you,
Knock on the door.
Jesse. Thank you.
the metal on metal grating, the sharpening sound immediately stopped,
Mm-hmm. Yes.
and that was where we wrapped last week's
Fantastic.
episode. So,
I went to the side and hid.
Yeah, and I also did.
I grappled.
okay,
No,
we're
you
starting with,
Yeah.
and everyone now gets to act. So,
Yeah.
around the table, what are you doing?
I stepped to the side and like kind of shrunk back in the shadow on the side of the
Make a
door.
stealth check.
I asked you if I was supposed to make a stealth check, and you told me I
said
already
at the
made
start
one.
of the next episode.
Yeah.
That
No,
is
you
all,
said you made
all
one
made stealth.
already.
No, you all
Yeah.
made stealth checks originally, and because the doctor broke stealth for
Ooh.
Damn.
But pass without
You
trace
have
should
pass
still be
without
after.
trace.
Okay, so
Additional
plus
plus
10
10.
to
Plus 10 to your
uh,
total.
And you're
32.
gore.
32.
Like another
Kevin,
thing.
what are you
Just
doing?
dodge.
Or
So just
less.
dive into that.
That's right. I grapple the doctor, cover his mouth and his body, and pull him away from the door.
Okay, go ahead and make a contested strength check, both of you.
Alright.
Oh, sorry, it's athletics or acrobatics, your choice.
Okay.
You're trying to slip the grapple.
I'll reroll this then. Okay, that's fine.
Subscribe to our Patreon for exclusive footage of Les and the Doctor grappling.
Less. Athletics check for you.
14.
14.
9.
9. You successfully grapple and slam your hand over the doctor's mouth and can begin to use force movement to move him away from the door.
I'm moving.
You're moving at half speed.
Yeah, I'm moving back 10 feet,
Yep.
and I tell everyone, that's it.
Okay.
Not very loudly.
I'm a misty step out of his grasp.
That's
Fuck you, homeboy. I'm talking to these guys.
Alright, so Misty step out of his grasp right back to the door.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna try and hide.
Right,
Best I
you
can.
want to make a self check at disadvantage?
Fuck all y'all, man.
There's like we're near that
I'm making
other
shit happen.
alcove door thing that we were in. Or how far away from that?
Let me double check.
Like if I can get any assistance hiding behind something, I would.
I mean, you have plus 10 to stealth.
I'm just.
Where we're
I'm just saying.
disadvantage.
I'm
yeah,
just saying.
I know, but still, you can
Yeah.
add it to your worst
Yeah.
roll plus 10.
So there is a door about 15 feet away from you that is currently open. This is one of the doors that you went through.
Yeah.
And so you would be able to
If I
go
can
into that.
booty
door.
into that, because that'll be a 16 on my
Okay,
stealth
16
roll.
on your stealth,
But just
okay.
kind of like poking around them.
All right, so you just kind of and eventually
Yeah.
make your way inside that door.
I'm gonna side up next to the doctor to
Thank
try
you.
and help
Hope.
have some protection.
Thank you, Hope.
And Elite.
What kind of light is in here?
There is no light except for your dancing globes.
Okay.
Your dancing globes.
I would like to let you know that I have, with my umbral sight trait, I am invisible to dark vision. So seriously.
Wait, sorry, you're invisible to dark vision?
In the dark, if there's another source of light, if someone's using dark vision to see me,
Correct.
I'm invisible to it.
Okay, yeah.
So I'm going to extinguish my
Wow.
globes and, sink into the shadows
It's
as
just
well.
Okay.
tripping over
So
things. 'cause it's
Allura
nice.
now hiding in the corner.
I'm going to sink into the shadows beside Allura
Okay,
and just be like,
okay.
Just,
so you just see the
touch
globes
her
of
shoulder
light
reassuringly.
Just suddenly, as Elite raises her hand, just wink out, and
Yeah.
you are in complete darkness. There is
Yeah.
no light except for a very faint glimmer that comes from the other side
Yeah.
of the door that just barely illuminates the outer.
Can I ask
side
a
of the
question?
door.
What before the lights went out, are the hinges on the inside or the outside of these doors?
The hinges
Yeah.
are on the insides.
the door
so it goes
opens.
So
inward.
it opens inward.
Okay.
Okay. So I stand beside Allura and touch her arm so she knows that I'm there.
Okay.
So you hear the metal on metal grating sound stop.
Mhm.
pause for a moment. And then shing, 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 shing. A series of weapons being drawn from sheaths. And then the sound of a large wolf on the other side of the door as it begins to pad its way over towards the door. Heavy footsteps coming across. And the door opens inward. And you see on the other side, very tall human. 6.5, closing in on 6 3/4 feet tall. Burly, very large shoulders, giant great sword drawn, covering the front of their body. Just kind of looking outside, sees you there.
We're very sorry to intrude. We mean no harm.
Still staring at you.
My name is Dr. D'Amato Shenanigans. This is my associate, Hope.
I nod and kind of have my shield of Palo very visible.
What are you doing here?
We've come up through the mountains to try and find a way to get back to where we came from.
Travelers.
Yes.
Yes.
Fresh meat. And the door swings open. I need everybody to roll initiative.
Son of a bitch!
All right. Well,
Diplomacy.
So the door swings open. The entryway is now bathed in light. I've got this one here.
So I'm over in the fucking corner.
thanks for making me burn a spell slot, Kev.
Hey,
You
you
definitely
chose.
didn't have to.
You chose it.
Me in the corner.
I'm
I
in the
think if
fucking...
anyone has made any of us do anything, it was you making us roll initiative.
I intend to continue.
Some laboratories.
Mm-hmm.
I love this game. This game is nice.
So that's okay, you guys.
8
We've got
plus a
8.
wolf.
No. That was 7.
Yes, I did that.
So that was 7 swords at least, and then the wolf.
I'm just gonna reuse this a little bit. So, this is the door that you've hidden in, Leaf. So you're on that side. We'll let you guys place your characters. This would be the corner here where you would be. Actually, it's not quite accurate. Unfortunately, it's like 1 off. So just do this.
Perfect.
There we go.
Nice maps today, by the way.
I know. Look at
Yeah,
this.
look at that.
You're right in there.
So
It'd be
I would
the,
have
So you would be right here beside the door. Elite, you would be right there.
and then the doctor and I.
Doctor and you would be right here in front of the door. And Les, you would be 10 feet away, so you would have grabbed the doctor from here. You'd be standing right here. All right.
That's
So
unfortunate.
yeah.
D&D.
Oh, that wasn't
That fight music.
Alrighty.
Les is just like over.
Did we? No, thank you.
I'm
Sorry,
okay
did we get our spell slots overnight while we were
You did.
resting?
So
okay,
all of your
great.
spells, full hit points.
Yeah, that's
Good.
good.
I'm using
Great.
All of your hit dice as well, because I know Leaf used a few of those hit dice.
That's fucking bomb.
Let's go.
Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah.
Diplomatic ability.
Charlie's Angels.
Just been evoked.
Kristen
Keep
Stewart
trying.
is
Keep doing it.
Oh my god, she's so hot with that haircut. Andy and I watched the trailer yesterday, and I was like, this looks terrible, but I want to watch it just to watch Kristen Stewart be badass with that hair.
Yeah.
She's always had like great hair.
I know.
Like
Yeah.
always had great
Except
hair.
for in Twilight.
Yeah, but that just
It's
just
of
that's
its
a
time.
black hole.
Yeah.
Of
Of suck. You know, I
pun
totally forgot.
intended.
Yeah, right?
please.
Michael Sheen was in that
I know,
in like
and it's
the
like,
third
what the fuck?
movie apparently as like one of the vampires, and I was like, no. And then I saw a picture and I was like, I guess so.
He might have just needed some cash.
He probably did. He didn't really get big until Masters of Sex, which was awesome.
Yeah. Oh, look, he was wonderful in Underworld.
Oh, I haven't seen that for so long. I don't
Yeah,
remember
he
him.
was
was
married to Kate
that
Beckinsale at the
was
time,
he?
and then she left him
She
for
was
the
my
director.
first like
Yeah.
woman
I was gonna say,
crush.
like, way to punch up, man.
like totally a
Wait, who's in here now?
What?
Absolutely.
We're just talking about how hot Kate Beckinsale is.
Oh yeah.
And Kristen
Yeah.
Stewart.
Love the pants for days.
Leather pants for
Okay.
days?
Yeah.
25 to
Say
20.
that about Buffy, too.
23.
23. 20 to 15.
18.
18.
15.
Good, good.
Okay. 15 to 10.
Oh, 10.
Didn't get any, like, stress snacks.
Was this the point so we don't stress eat?
snackless.
Yeah.
The stress, it's just here. There's
Okay.
nowhere
This
to
is open
go.
if anyone needs it.
Yeah, sniff.
That's what we need. We need some
Sniff the
liquid.
wrists.
Puffs
We
and
need
sage.
some
Stress relief.
natural ecstasy.
Yeah, have you tried the actual, like, sniffy sticks?
Yeah,
I
those are
love
really
those
good.
ones.
Oh,
I
you
got one for
brought them
Andy.
out beforehand.
Yes, I have brought them out before. We've been in
Okay.
weren't that
combat.
bad.
Elite, you are up first.
Okay.
What would you like to
I
do?
have a clear view of this guy from the door, right?
So
From
you
my-
do. So let me go ahead and grab.
Well, first of all, I cast Hunter's Mark on
I'm
him.
gonna close the door and sit this one out.
Yeah.
Let's close and bar the door.
See y'all in the next campaign. I'll be the guy hiding in the closet.
So,
Precocious boy, wizard, Caspian
Gladiator?
Wizard's ready. Well. Oh, is he a big boy?
All right,
a big
Jugger-
boy.
Juggernaut
He's
is
the
our
biggest
first
of boys.
opponent.
Cool.
He's
Chris Blossom
a
is
wide and
Like
long.
little boys.
What's with all of the wolves? Can we just...
300 wolf thing.
I'm gonna skin that one.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
Somebody else
I
is
mean,
there.
we want to add another head to our...
We wanna keep- I think we need to keep wearing our enemies.
Yeah, I was gonna say let them
Who's hungry? That's
let
what
them
you
come
catch
through.
Oh yeah, well I mean that's gonna happen.
Do you have your little reaction thingies ready to go? Just in case?
They're behind you, actually.
I love these guys.
Little
They're
stack.
so good. Okay.
just in case someone gets
Alright, it's
poisoned.
alright.
Thank you,
That's
Atravelle.
good. That's ideal.
That's fine.
Okay.
Right? Starting to
So
get
for the
back.
kids watching at home, just so you know, when you tune into Dicecream Sandwich, it's action all the time.
And if anyone wants to donate to us a battle
Also,
cam,
you join our Patreon action
Oh, that's
all
fine.
the time.
That's right.
Hey.
I feel like we're
So-
going to disappoint a lot of people.
Yes,
I
we
know.
are.
For this Patreon.
Right.
so
Yeah.
starting
Hot
things off,
nerd action.
Wait.
Dice
You see
Green.
the door opens. You see from your angle there, you can see most of the room except for the wolf and one of the creatures on the far end.
Okay,
You see,
so yeah,
That's a
what can
lot
I
of
see
shit.
about these guys?
Jesus.
So I can see from here.
yeah, so you'll be able to
So I
see
can see everyone
everybody
except for these
those two.
two.
Correct.
Okay.
And you see that there's the large, just very muscular human in front of you, and then there are four others, assorted men and women, much on the smaller side, and pulling out smaller weapons in comparison to this giant, great sword that the larger one has pulled out in front of you.
Okay.
What are you doing?
Got Hunter's Mark on the big guy.
I'm just marking the big guy.
Uh-huh.
Okay, go for it.
Okay, and then bam, bam, bam. Three
Bam,
attack. Bam,
Go
bam,
for it.
bam.
Go ahead and make your first attack.
Okay. Let's try out the new dice and hope that that's not a mistake. Come on, baby.
Man, that tweet killed me.
Oh fuck! It was
It
almost
was
a nat 20.
so close to a 20.
Good start.
So that's gonna be 11. to
Maybe
hit?
he's big and slow.
11
Yes.
does not hit.
Well,
Okay.
shit on a stick.
Yeah. You know what? Sorry, baby. Good. Break this one out another time. Okay,
Hey!
that's a little better. 21 to hit.
21 does hit. Go and roll damage.
Okay. And I get 1d8 extra damage on my first attack. Or
Yep.
and an extra d6 because of Hunter's Mark.
Is there one more die that you
Yeah,
need?
I need a d8. I'm just looking for them in here somewhere. I'm figuring out which one I
Do you want
want.
my rainbow one?
I've got so many. I just want to pick the right
Oh.
one. You know what I mean? You're like, I don't think I brought out enough.
Oh, is yours in a little Stormcrow box?
Yeah.
Okay.
Break
Which
it.
one,
Bro.
babe? Okay.
But it's already broken.
No, it's not.
On the back.
Okay.
It's just the hinges.
Glue is like a...
So that is going to be 10, 16, 20 points of damage.
20 points of damage. Nicely done.
That's a good roll.
Third attack.
Yeah.
Wait, did you roll 2d6s?
Yeah.
Just 2d8s.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Whoa!
Reroll the whole thing.
Fuck's sakes.
So,
Okay.
d8, d8,
Yeah.
d6.
I got 17 on my next attack. Just so you know. Well, that's a shittier roll.
Fuck.
Got damage already. 8.
I'll let you keep the 8 on the d8.
Okay.
'cause that would make sense. So just...
Okay.
Whatever the second D8 would have been.
So it was
So
a.
just roll a D8. Just cancel all that, roll a D8. Because I saw what the other two were.
So I had.
So 14, 17 would be 19. So
Okay.
it's 1 point less damage.
Okay, so then I rolled.
17 does hit.
Yeah,
Roll damage.
17 plus 9, so 17 plus
Oh
9.
yeah, that'll definitely hit.
Yeah. So that's going to be 11 points of damage for
11
that
points
one.
of damage. Alright. 11 points. So, first arrow, you pull back and it whistles just wide, cutting against the side of the cheek of the creature. But as it kind of rears back and takes two right in the center of the chest, you see the greatsword trying to parry them but not able to do so.
Okay.
Alright, so that's
And then
gonna be
I get to
action,
move,
bonus action, so you have
right?
your movement of 30 feet.
Yeah.
So-
It's actually on my first turn.
Oh yeah, you get an extra
30 feet.
An extra 30 feet.
No, wait,
So,
10 feet, yeah.
so you've got the hallway that continues back this way. You've got the door in the side there, and then there's also a staircase, that little side there. Staircase descends 30 feet down.
No, I still want to be able to see this guy. I just want to get a little bit back from the action. So I'm going to do just one more. There we go.
Okay, that's your turn.
Yeah.
Alrighty, after you, Doc and Les, you two acting simultaneously. What are you
Cool.
doing?
Mind if I pop first?
Go for it.
Cool. So I'm gonna look at the dude,
Yep.
and I'm gonna say, "Lights out." And
Yes.
I'm gonna put Hadar right there.
I was hoping you would do
Okay.
Hadar.
Alrighty. So
Oh my God.
Hadar enters. Can we go ahead and get our string?
Little strang.
Our little string.
It's right here.
Yeah.
So Jordy,
Yes.
Hadar blinds.
Yes.
So would he be able to take an opportunity attack at disadvantage if I got out of combat?
Yes, because he can still hear you moving.
Okay, so where does this go?
So
How far is
20.
that?
So 20
It's a
radius.
20-foot radius, so it's the whole room.
Yeah, whole room.
The whole room.
Yes.
We'll just say it's the whole room.
Yeah,
the
it's
room
the-
is 20 foot from end to end.
Yeah, so it's whole room.
Bye-bye.
So you just see the man in front of you as you kind of wave off at him. The blackness comes around and you just start hearing that from inside the room, and all of a sudden it's just done in darkness. Alrighty,
instant tentacle porn.
So that's gonna be your action. You got a movement and a bonus.
Cannon.
What am I gonna do here? You know what, I'm gonna risk it and I'm gonna back off and try and get a couple feet away.
Sure. Alright, so there is going to be an attack of opportunity made
Yeah.
against you. This is going to be disadvantage. 18 to hit.
Yeah,
Alright, so 18 to hit.
that's fine.
Well, I guess we'll
whatever.
find
I'm at full hit points, guys.
It's a good opening.
We good. We good.
Look
Holy
forward.
shit. You take
Looking forward to the boy one.
22 points of piercing slashing damage.
Okay.
As the greatsword just arcs through the air out of the darkness and just cleaves you from hip up to the side of the shoulder. Yeah, that was 3d6s and I rolled 6s.
Okay.
Whoa.
Good job.
That's alright.
So that is the opportunity attack. You moved out of the way now.
Yep.
You've got your bonus action left. If you want to do anything with that.
I don't really have much for bonus attack. Or actually, do I? I don't reckon I do. Yeah, no.
Alrighty, that's gonna be your turn. Les, what do you?
Oh,
So you saw the greatsword just arc out of that, but it's now disappeared back in. So you can attack, but it'll be made at disadvantage.
Player question.
Yes.
Hunger Hapadar.
Yes.
This is just a giant black, like me being outside of it. Is it
You
just
see
a black?
a black wall. You see shadowy tentacles on the other side of it, but you don't see anything.
So
if you
if-
attack into it, you're attacking at disadvantage.
If I run into the sphere,
Yes.
they can't see me and I can't see them.
You take damage though.
Correct.
You do take damage.
You
I take damage on the side of it.
Wait. He takes damage
If you go into it.
if he goes in or
If
is
he
it-
goes in and if he ends his turn.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure if
Yeah.
it was just.
And because it's complete pitch black, you can't see anything. You don't know what your direction you're moving.
But if I go in, do a second move and get out, do I do
You don't know
damage?
how to get out. That's the thing, because you go in,
You're in or you're
you don't know. Like when you turn around, you're able to turn around in place, but you don't know where you're turning.
So if I go up to
the
the entrance, knowing that we saw this guy, is that a disadvantage?
correct, because you're attacking into blackness, hoping something is there.
You can always hold your action
Exactly.
until you can see an enemy
I
this
mean,
turn.
why not take a hit though?
Yeah, go for it.
Might as well.
Fuck him up.
Yeah, I'm gonna go up to the front
Okay.
and.
So you see the greatsword retreating in and trying to find the hands where it came from. Could make your attack at disadvantage.
Stormcrow dice.
disadvantage.
Shit. 17.
17 still hits.
Hey!
Roll
Let's
damage.
do a little.
Stab.
Oh yeah, what would you like to do?
Put some spice on this.
Fuck with Crabbo, you get stabbed.
I'm gonna put that on a shirt. That's
Yeah.
fucking awesome.
That's you.
Grab it, you get stabbed out. So if I do distracting strike, it'll even out. So it'll just be whoever attacks him next will just have a normal strike.
No, the
The
distance.
next attack made against it, advantage counters disadvantage is a straight
Straight
roll.
roll. Yeah, distracting strike.
Okay.
How do you spell Dar? Is it H-A-D?
H-A-D-A-R.
One was great, one was awful. 6 and 1
7.
plus 6.
13.
13 points of damage. Nicely done. All right, so
and next
distracting
roll has
strike.
advantage, so it makes it a straight roll.
Correct. So you had on your second attack.
That's true. Let's just do a straight old stabby
Straight ol'
stab with
stabby
that
stab.
fork. He's a big guy.
Straight
I feel
ol'
like it'll
stabby
be
stab.
alright.
I believe in you, Crabbo.
Disadvantage?
No, because it's straight roll.
Right.
So it's just one.
So, wait, did I do distracting strike myself?
Yes. The
Oh!
next attack against the creature has it.
Got it.
Whoops.
But you could use another distracting strike if you wanted to, if you hit.
True. And I will, but I don't think I will hit, because it's, let's see, 4 plus 7?
11. 11 does not hit. You stab in and you impact against what you imagine chest, stomach. You're not quite sure, and you pull back and go in for a second one, and then you just feel like the ting of it hitting metal. It seemed to have been able to block your second blow. So that's your part of your movement and your action. You got your bonus action and a little bit of movement.
Bonus action, I will go back 5 feet.
Okay, so you move away from the creature. He's going to go make another opportunity attack against you. You can make 2. Disadvantage. Ooh, that's probably going to hit. That's 15. Yeah, 15 misses. So this time you manage to leap away a little bit faster, and the blade just streaks out, unable to find purchase.
You could
And you start hearing it.
If you go down, I'll pop
I spit in the void.
And it just
Don't know where it landed.
To be
Can I
fair,
roll?
landed.
Can I roll and see if it landed?
Oh my god.
To be fair,
straight to
So
points.
good.
Oh my god! Oh my god, I had to roll and see if the spit landed.
To be fair,
Oh my
it
God.
would crystallize into ice.
Even
Get
better.
hit in the eye, even better. It'd be like a rock.
Maybe damage?
A
Oh,
singular
We all
point.
start
Oh!
spinning!
Oh!
Natural 20.
We're reaching here right now.
Natural
Yeah, let's reach.
Plus anything?
20. No, just, what is the roll?
17.
17. So you just kind of and you just wait, and you just hear a ow. The fuck?
Ah!
No damage, but
Sweet. That's all I wanted.
all right. So that's
That's
gonna be your full turn. Allura and the dire wolf are next. Who goes first?
Me? No, the dire wolf.
Dire wolf. Okay.
Yeah.
Direwolf starting his turn.
Dire wolf is starting his turn, so he.
2d6 cold.
Okay, so we're gonna roll damage.
Alright, that is 8 damage.
8 damage. Nice enough.
Wait,
Alright.
sorry, can I ask a quick question? Because I've got the heart of cinnamon. If someone were to go into there, would they not take cold damage?
No, you are resistant to cold damage. The party is immune to the effects of extreme cold, so that's like you don't get hypothermia.
Yeah, we're all in Hawaiian shirts right now.
So
I'm not.
the dire wolf is going to go ahead and make
I'm wearing a ghost.
perception check at advantage to try and figure out where you guys are.
Alright.
Hey, that's a natural 19. It
Oh.
knows the direction to go. So it's going to go ahead and move forward. However, it cannot get past the creature. So it is going to use.
It's gonna run head first
It's
into
actually
the
going to move somewhere that you guys don't know where it is. So it's technically gone.
Is it still within
Sneaky.
range?
Sorry?
Is it still in?
We don't know.
You don't.
Oh, but Hadar then.
Yeah, Hadar knows. So yeah, it makes, what is it? It's a con save or dex save?
No.
Your spell
It
knows
is-
where places go.
Well, if you're in the range of this
In
thing,
the zone.
it is succeed on a dexterity
Dex save, okay.
or 2d6 acid.
Oh, no.
Natural
Oh, I get
19.
what you're saying.
Okay, yes, sir. Good.
I get what you're saying.
No damage.
Okay.
Alright, so
Spell
that's going to
itself.
be its
Not you.
turn. It is.
I thought you could like
Next up, we come
Allura.
to the other ones.
You want me to roll up?
No, it's my turn.
Oh, sorry.
It's me.
Apologize.
It's a me,
You went
Allura.
first ahead, Allura.
I'm a me.
I can't.
You
really
can't see.
do anything.
You see
Attacking
the
the
sword.
void.
I
It works
literally
out well
just
for you,
can't see
apparently.
anything right now. There's no light.
Correct.
There's
because
zero light.
There's zero light. So you actually are in complete darkness. You basically feel a wall behind you and beside you. That
Just
is all
shit
you know.
slapping
Isn't there
around.
light coming from behind the door?
There was.
No,
until
there was.
Hardara.
Hardara is now.
Oh.
Just put out all that.
Fuck all
That's
y'all.
my turn.
You could
You
hold.
could take a torch out and light it.
That's not very stealthy.
Yeah, but it would give you light. And they can't see outside.
Yeah, I
You can hold your action until you can see something, and then you can attack. Like either way.
won't see anything. Yeah, I will take out a
Torch.
torch and
Okay.
light it.
Light it. Alright, so it's an action and the torch starts burning in your hand. You do notice that there is a wall sconce on this side of the door if you wanted to put that.
Yes,
Yeah.
please.
So you'd be able to do that.
So back to here.
Yeah, and then
Put it in.
Put it in. So now it's illuminating. It's 5 feet of bright light and 15 feet of dim light. So it's just going right up to the edge of where the door is.
Okay. I'm going to go back and bonus action hide.
Okay. Make a.
You still have pass without trace too.
Still.
Yeah.
10 minutes, right?
Hour.
Oh, damn.
33.
33. Okay, good to know. Alright, so that's going to be your turn. Next up, we come to those guys.
You want me to roll up for him?
Yeah. So we'll
Each
say-
one, or?
Nah, we'll do them all as a group.
Alright. Ooh, ho, ho, ho. That is 11 points of cold each.
Wow.
Yeah.
Bing, bing, bing.
Nice.
We like
Okay.
this.
To the wolf and to the big guy.
The spell has saved our butts a few times.
Yeah.
Right.
Most notably at the
Werewolf.
Vistani camp.
Oh,
Actually,
yeah.
that's what I was gonna say.
Every time it's
Yeah.
being popped, it's done.
The first
it's
half.
locked.
You just hear on the other side of the door, hey, what's going on? I can't see anything. And shoot. Why are the torches lighting? Fuck. And you don't know where they are, but they all remain inside this area.
Ooh.
So dex
So-
saves from all of them, please?
Yep. So this will be dex save. 11, 20, 7, and 16. What's your DC?
Oh, DC is 18. Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry?
Spell DC.
Spell save DC.
Spell save DC 18 is what I have written down.
8 is proficiency.
He's got a +1 to the that's
From the Luckstone.
No, that's your saving throws. That's not your spell saving.
Okay,
throws.
so 17.
Don't
So-
you have a +1 from that wand thing?
He's got a +1 from the rod.
Oh,
that,
the
that
rod.
makes
okay.
it 17 because it's
Oh,
5.
okay.
It's 8 as a base, 3 to 11, 12, and then 5 for your charisma, 17. So, yeah, so 16 still fails. So 4 of them failed, 1 of them succeeded. Go and roll damage.
Okay,
And
that
is it
is.
half damage or is it?
No, it's full.
It's
Or no,
on the fail. I mean.
Doesn't say. I guess no. I guess they get by.
So,
So
no
either way, 7 dams.
So,
7 acids.
7 dams. Get no
Nope, these
dams.
motherfuckers.
Very much regretting the lack of sweets.
okay. Good to know.
I thought about
Alright, so you start to hear just a
I knew what
slight
you did.
fizzing of acid on skin on the other side of that. The acrid smell starts to come out as the creatures are starting to yell a little bit and shout, trying to figure out what's going on.
Maybe you should have been
Alright.
nice.
Next up, Leaf and Hope.
Yeah, so I'm gonna start off and bless, or kind of poke. Oh yeah, no, I can see because there's light.
Yeah, there's light.
So I will bless, bless Hope, bless, and Allura.
Hope, Bless, and Allure.
Yeah.
Okay. So you 3 are blessed.
What's up?
I don't know. And I think I'm gonna pull back to where, just behind the doctor.
Yeah.
Just over here. Kinda. I don't want to get in the Leaf's way.
Yeah, no worries.
That's fine.
All right.
That half crossbow is deadly.
No problem.
So,
I don't have
stepping
a. Oh, yeah.
out,
Yeah. I need
that's
to do another order for
Yeah.
Hero Forge now.
So-
I think that's so cool though.
I would-
Like the amount of accuracy you would have to pull to be able to shoot from a half bow would be insane.
I don't know that that would work.
Yeah, I don't actually think
To
the
be a
bow
thing.
would
It's
work.
fantasy. Just
If it's a magic bow,
believe in
then
your
I'm sorry, I
imagination.
only believe in science.
Believe in yourself.
With
Says
the
the
Hadar happening, it's the start of
the
the
warlock.
creature's turn. Go ahead and roll damage.
Oh, I haven't.
Oh, it's hopes.
Oh, sorry. Oh my god.
It's all
I'm
good.
so sorry.
It's
You're
okay.
too used to
Reset.
Emma not
We're
being
good.
here.
We're good.
Alright.
Okay, so
Wake up in
I'm
Barovia.
right at the entrance.
Correct. So you know that beyond that is a creature that has been waiting this giant
Big
race.
swinging. It's like,
Yeah.
I just went.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
We're all like,
Yeah, we're all
we all
just
need
out
to
of
take
it.
a breath and
Do we
like
need coffee?
be present at the. I will make coffee. Do we want coffee?
I'm gonna.
Sorry, I meant
just- I
that
was
as like
in
a
Joe
half joke.
today,
Okay.
so
Oh.
I'm on that.
I don't know what that
It's been
means.
a day.
Guys,
Like
press
the
F in the
same
chat for.
I
Joey.
know, but what does that mean to
It means
you?
I had to wake up at 6:30 this morning.
Oh,
to jump
okay.
in. So I'm tired.
And is it actually, sorry, I'm gonna roll instead of going into the whole chili whack thing. Is it chili whack or chillawhack?
Chilliwack.
Whack.
Okay,
No, chili.
Chill.
Not like-
whack.
I'm gonna go.
Chill
Not like you
whack.
smack
Chilliwack.
a dish of
Okay.
Bye, guys,
stew.
I'm happy to be
It's
done.
like,
Okay,
Okay, we're back.
So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to have my shield up, my longsword, and I'm going to ready an attack for when something comes out.
Sure. It's just a melee attack.
Yeah, so I'm thinking of doing it with my Sorry, I do have everything
Okay.
wrote down. I'm gonna have my longsword readied.
Okay. So one-handed longsword attack.
Yes.
Okay. And what's your trigger?
And my trigger is for something coming through this blackness.
Something coming through the darkness. Okay.
Yeah. Do you want me to roll for it now?
You
Okay.
roll if your trigger happens, otherwise nothing happens.
Cool. Thank you. Can I do anything as like an addition or?
There's a bonus action that you can do on your turn if you wanted to do anything as a bonus action, but that's it. Because you're holding an action to be able to attack the creature, so you forego your action. You'd be able to move still, and you can still use your bonus action if there's anything you want to do with that.
Yeah. I don't think I can really. Anything I've got is really.
Well, the one thing you can do is a branding smite. What that does is use the next attack that you make within the next minute with an additional 2d6 radiant damage.
Then yeah, I would love
It
to
just
because I
uses one
wasn't
of your
sure
spell slots.
if I could do that.
It just uses one of your spell slots, so just make sure you mark off that you've used one of your spell slots.
Yeah, I'm gonna have branding smite ready.
Okay, so branding smite. So all of you look down. Lifts up their shield and grabs their longsword, and all of a sudden this ghostly fire begins to extend down from the hilt of the blade to the end of it. Just kind of waiting, and it's slowly increasing in temperature and light getting off from the blade. All right, so that's gonna be their turn. Next up, from the outside of the door, you just hear. Fuck.
The weapon of light was with us.
And there's going to be 3 attacks that are made through that.
Do you want me to roll up on him for his cold dams?
Yes.
Cool dance.
So we're gonna get and find
7.
7.
the treasure at the end was the friends we made along the way.
I hope
So,
so.
this is going to be first attack against Hope because you're the only one in range at disadvantage. That's not going to hit. That's a 12.
Nope.
Third attack, or second attack is going to be. No, that's even worse. That's a 10. And third attack.
It's almost like.
Third attack, however, is going to be a
Could've been nice.
24.
Yeah, that one does, sadly.
Even at disadvantage, it's 24? Holy
Damn.
moly.
Wow, that's almost full damage again. You take 19 points. 21 points of
Yeah.
slashing damage as the greatsword cleaves through the air once, and you're like trying to predict the movements. And the second one impacts against the shield, and you kind of like stand back triumphantly. Made their 2 attacks, and the third one just pierces right out and embeds itself right in the center of your armor, cuts through, and deals a good amount of damage. And you see the man.
Damage!
The burp.
Yeah.
Good amount of
The good amount of
damage!
I just slammed my stomach and had the burp.
It was like an Adam Sandler moment. It was hilarious.
damage.
Damage!
As the blade gets withdrawn and your blood is going with it, it kind of extends back within the darkness and just. Can we call a truce?
I'm excited to listen to this.
You shithead! I cast bless.
He's gonna end his turn.
Yeah.
But so go ahead and sorry, it's a dex save.
Yes, please.
Yeah, no, that's gonna be a 13. So roll damage.
Okay.
Oh wait, no, sorry. Haha, 17.
Oh yeah.
So
then
that
he's,
is a success.
then he's fine.
Yeah, I forgot he's got bonuses.
I mean, he's not really fine.
So it takes no damage, but that will end his turn, and you see the blade get withdrawn back inside the darkness. Top of the round, Elite, you hear that. We have a truce. What do you got?
Kind of seems like we have you at a fucking disadvantage. What kind of truce did you have in mind?
I love Elite.
You made Jesse so happy.
Yeah.
Chaos reigns supreme.
And just kind of no response immediately from the other side.
Okay.
Are you holding an action or anything?
Yeah, I'm gonna hold an action.
Okay.
Basically, until anyone comes through that door or I can see anything emerge into the light. And I'm not really gonna worry about holding off until they make a truce. I'm just gonna shoot.
Okay. Got it.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, Doctor and Les.
I'm gonna go first.
There you go.
I'm gonna drop a dart.
Okay.
What?
So the blackness lifts. You can go ahead and remove that.
You're psyched.
Too late.
So if the blackness lifts, then I immediately fire
You
at.
Go ahead. Fire your shot.
They are not gonna. They're not.
Are we gonna? And you stabbed this guy, right? As well.
Yep.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
Jesse just took us off easy mode, so now we're fucked.
That's going to be
Hadar's gone.
17 to hit.
17.
I thought we were playing this on
17
nightmare
hits.
difficulty.
Okay.
Oh, now
I
we
thought
are.
it was. I thought I'd put it for something coming through the door rather than
Yeah, because he's not come through the door. He's just
for me. Yeah, so I don't. I haven't.
Yeah.
Your turn doesn't have.
I said as soon as
Are
we
you
see
attacking
light.
him though?
Yeah. That's what I said I was holding my action to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
So
I
does
got
his,
this.
does Jesse taking off Hadar happen
That's a shitty
after
roll.
Elise's attack?
Yeah, like 5
It's
seconds.
It's like happening at the
simultaneously.
same time, basically.
Yeah, it's literally just like the blackness lifts, and the guy just kind of blinks his eyes and looks out and just sees you just and fire the arrow.
So okay, that makes sense.
That's 8 points of
8
damage.
points of damage. Okay.
Well, technically I'd be firing both of them because I don't think I have
yeah,
extra
you're right.
options.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's gonna be 21 to hit.
You wanna hit?
I'm okay with this.
You wanna
Ooh.
12 points of damage.
12 points. Alrighty. So 2 heavy
fucking
vocal strikes in rapid succession.
Yes, those vocal
As
parts,
Hadar drops and you kind of extend your hand slightly and you just hear.
So with hands extended, drop your weapons.
Ting, ting, ting.
Oh!
Thank you.
As we were fucking saying.
Our team.
That was.
What are you doing here?
Seem to
You're not
say.
regular travelers.
I kind of think we're gonna be asking the fucking questions from now on. What the fuck are you doing here?
Sleeping.
We knocked on the door, real polite like, and you came at us with swords, so maybe let's try and friendly this up a little bit, huh?
You knocked on a door of somewhere that you shouldn't be.
I go up to him and put my trident right to his neck.
Les.
Right away.
You let your old friend the doctor handle this.
Tell us what you're doing here. I'm gonna slit your throat.
Whoa.
I mean,
Make an intimidation check at advantage.
Oh yeah.
You just brought a trident to a
I'm
knife
just
fight.
waving at the guy. Who
that's
I
our
want
next
that on
meme.
a shirt
That's
now.
a meme.
Well, one was a natural 19, so
I think you got this one.
10. That's 23.
23.
Yeah.
You just kind of go up and just impact it, and it just far enough, and you just get the little bit of movement, and the blood just starts to slowly trickle down.
Give me
But you
that
can see
shit.
the veins are just pulsing in the neck of this guy, and he's just kind of looking out and just. I told you, we were sleeping
Do you live here?
when the storm's raging. Yeah.
Lower your trident, Les.
That was perfect.
We're about to get his sad backstory.
Yeah, right? I'm an orphan. That's clearly not the whole story, because as soon as we came in, you attacked us. So what are you doing here?
Sangzor. Did you kill Sangzor?
You mean
You're wearing the clothes.
you
It
mean
was
the
more
goat?
of a team effort. Really.
We killed Sangzor.
Well, I can't.
Yeah.
Shut up, Les.
Do you want to see the werewolf?
Oh, yeah.
head? We've got
Yeah, we killed a big old werewolf too.
You should
so
check out our
It's
wagon.
pretty cool.
It's a dotty wipe. No,
Maybe not. Maybe not.
What's his name again?
You two
Hold on.
stand down as well. And you hear
No,
ting,
the,
tings, 2 more blades hit the ground.
Good.
Kirill,
Yeah.
you
Is
heard
there-
heard of
Is there
Kirill?
anyone else with weapons trained on us?
No, it's just us.
Just for the record, I'm
I
also
heard-
holding my bow, and if anyone goes to attack anyone in the party, I'll.
Yeah.
How many weapons have I heard drop, and how many did we hear
So
drawn?
you heard tank, 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 like series of weapons.
Okay.
There's no way to really know how many.
okay.
were
Can we
original.
have insight
But
check?
then you did hear tang, tang, 2 more drop in slightly different places, just on the other
One
side of the
behind
door.
us.
You would imagine basically
They were,
where
like,
you
prepped.
are, right beside that on the other side.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where's the wolf?
Like right here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right there.
Yeah. Do I trust him? That
Make an insight check.
Hmm.
9.
9. Giant man standing in front of you, holding a giant blade.
For truth.
Took away almost half of one of your allies' health in one hit. Kind of rough.
Can I look in the room to see how
Wait, yeah,
who's
you're doing this
inside?
one?
Not
So
just
now that the room is open, and you can see at this point the one door was
brave
cracked
fist.
and then was fully pulled open. Now the second door, the guys reached out and grabbed the handle and actually pulled open the second door, and you can see most of the other people inside the room at this point. You can see the direwolf here. You can see these 3 had kind of mulled around a little, trying to figure out where the fuck they were.
Everyone's like a little less hairy.
So I'm gonna take my trident again and put it up to his neck and say, well, I won't ask again. What are you doing here?
He told us, Les. He
Well-
lives here.
I don't.
But he was lying about sleeping when we came in because we heard them sharpening their weapons as we drew up. So there's clearly a whole other story going on about what you're doing in the Amber Temple.
You're gonna want to make friends with us real fast, otherwise Krabu here might get real stabbed.
I don't know another way to tell it to you.
We're not saying you're lying. We're asking you to fucking elaborate.
We live amongst the mountains. We hunt what we can. This temple, this area's place for us to sleep.
He points to and turns around. You do see there are a series of bedrolls on the ground, lit torches and lanterns. It looks just kind of like a makeshift, little home. There is a set of double doors that are closed on the other side, kind of behind where you're looking at it. But that's about the only features of the room that you can see at the moment. It is chilly. There seems to be almost a chill wind coming through this side.
How long have you been here?
We came here 3 days ago trying to ride out the storm. We knew it was coming. We could see it coming off of the hills. Looks like it's ended now. I'm guessing since you all came here.
There was a storm on the way up, but it seems to have cleared off outside.
And we'll be on our way.
Should be careful of the massive fucking bird out there if you do leave.
Yeah, she's a bitch.
Kind of looks like it.
Before you go, do you know much about the interior of the temple?
Yeah, there's a couple of things. That door right there.
This one?
There's some fiery spirit heads on the other side of that.
Fiery spirit heads.
Don't take too kindly to attacking them. Lost one of my best men.
Spirit heads or spearheads?
Spirit heads. Fiery spirit heads.
Does that get me anything?
Yeah, actually,
Or me.
no, just you.
Oh.
Actually, no, yeah, you as well. Both of you roll history checks.
Favorite enemy.
No,
You
not
love-
favorite enemy.
Oh, that's
Well,
kind
no, I
of
roll
cool.
him.
There's a drow under dark.
Ooh, yes.
14.
History?
14. History. Yeah.
12.
12. Not sure.
Okay.
Fiery spearheads doesn't ring a bell. You've heard of demonic entities that just burst in flame, something like that, but you're not sure.
Okay.
Would I
Might have
know
heard.
anything history wise?
Not regarding to this. So,
Fiery spirit heads they are. Don't take kindly to intruders. I recommend staying clear of that if you can. What have you all come to do here? Obviously not escape the storm since he said it. It's gone now.
We're here trying to get back to where we came from.
As we said.
Back to where you came from.
Do we look like we're fucking from Barovia?
I wave in the back.
That's Leaf. He's fine.
It's actually a good point. I never killed anything like you before.
And you never will.
Oh.
Fair point.
We're looking for treasure here.
Treasure.
Well, there's
Treasure hunters.
There's treasure and there's treasure.
We're
It's
not
the
looking
same
for.
fucking word.
We're not looking for ghosts.
You know what? Careful.
Not a man of nuance, are ya?
It took me a long time to figure this
Man,
one out. It's not what you stress this.
Yeah.
I like new ones. New ones are nice.
What's your name, friend?
Kelf.
Kelf. Kelf, we are here to try and find something to rid this land of some great evils.
Some great evils. Like what?
The devil himself.
And at this, you hear the direwolf kind of,
Oops.
and he just kind of leans off to the side.
I wouldn't mention that name in the presence of them.
We're here to try and get out of here and put him down.
Well, I guess I'll get out of your way then.
Do I believe that he's gonna leave?
Go for it, make an insight check.
Has it been a minute?
Oh, so far. Math. 20, not natural.
20. Seems by the rest of the party, even though the ones dealing the damage and really blocking the way, there seems to be some grudging respect towards you for what you're wearing. Even if you didn't kill it, the fact that you're wearing the hide of Sangzor, all of the men and women inside the room dressed in the haphazard leather armors and, you know, kind of rusted wooden and iron banded shields definitely have seen some time outdoors, you would imagine, just being pretty honest.
Okay. What do you know about this fucking goat that we killed?
It's a pride of all the mountain folk. Pride of us.
Kind of just a heavy hit against the chest.
Hey, as a thought, what's this trophy worth to you?
Cloak of Sangzor.
Called the goat coat.
Why?
Damn it.
Well, we could use guides through the temple.
We don't venture into the temple.
Okay,
Not even for that.
fair enough. Just thought
Gold
I'd ask.
weapons. I'm sure we could come to some kind of an arrangement.
How about your life?
Well, Les, we're past
What
that
use
point.
is the cloak if I don't have my life?
I don't need to kill
Is
him.
he an idiot?
I put the
Sometimes.
shrine. I put the
Yeah.
shrine back
Not
to his
in
throat.
Yes, he is.
Go and just make an attack roll at disadvantage.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my god.
Just stabs him in the
I
eye.
just got us.
I just inside checked this guy and they're like, fine to leave.
Yeah, but you know that, they don't.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Is D20 plus the hit?
Well, yeah, it's your standard attack roll,
Right,
just a
so
disadvantage.
16 plus 7.
At disadvantage.
Yeah.
What?
Okay,
You rolled
roll
a 20
damage.
free?
Roll damage.
Can this please be like a shot
What?
roll of like
But
5 or something?
I don't.
4.
4 plus
Oh, sorry, plus.
6.
Yes.
So 10.
Are you gonna kill him?
No.
Doesn't have a weapon. As you just kind of like go for the neck, he just kind of sloughs back onto one hand. You can't quite stop yourself, and it just impales right into the side of the neck. And you just quickly, rapidly pull the blade, the trident out, and still menacingly, but just kind of like a as the blood is just dripping out of the neck, and just kind of.
You're at a disadvantage here, son.
Yeah, I fucking know with no weapons in my hands.
You're not at an advantage to tell us what to do.
Les
My
is not
hand
trying
on-
to do that anymore.
Put my
Les.
hand on Les's shoulder. Les, go and check on Casimir. And I'll like yank his shoulder back a little bit.
What sort of weapons you got,
Are
Kel?
you gonna go and check on Casimir?
No.
I'll do it again. I'll look at you.
Got some pretty sharp blades, decent amount of gold.
I'm gonna like pull you
Some
back.
of our men are adept pickpockets, for a word.
Really?
I just heard a kitty.
No, it was a crow.
It was a crow.
Was a raven.
Elif, do you maybe want to see what fancies these guys have?
Perhaps, but I do need a winter cloak, so unless it's something really exciting.
Well, yeah, that's what I was thinking. Let's see what cool stuff they have.
So.
What have you got to
anyway, inside
barter?
the room. So inside the room, they just kind of all pull out a series of pouches, and they're all just blood-stained leather pouches, all of different sizes and shapes. You would imagine these are straight up just taken from the bodies of whatever creatures,
Cool.
humans that they found amongst the mountains and in their lands.
These are basically highwaymen, right?
I've been to
Yeah.
Colorado.
But
I know-
highwaymen,
I
but
know
like
mountain folk.
living amongst the mountains. things
Yeah.
kind of thing, avoiding civilization entirely. It does amount to a pretty penny. There's close to 700 gold pieces.
Whoa.
And they kind of like pile everything into the middle, and everybody's just kind of, you hear some discussion, you especially, just kind of like,
The club's mine if we get it. Nah, fuck off, it's mine. I'm not winning shit.
and all this, and they seem to be infighting about who's actually going to be getting the cloak.
Hey,
Oh.
Leaf. Anything magic floating around in here?
Do you want me to check right now, or do you want to look when we're actually looking for stuff?
Make just a quick perception check.
How many can you do in a day?
One.
Ooh, that's
Oh.
good.
So that's why it's perception check.
Perception 22.
So looking around at the room, the sheer amount of lack of anything in
Yeah.
here, anything magical typically doesn't tarnish.
Yeah.
All of this is well worn, well
Yeah.
done.
Yeah.
There, at first glance, there doesn't appear to be anything that's even worth entertaining the idea of looking and seeing if it's magical. Yeah, it is all very mundane, except for the
Yeah.
fairly substantial pile of coin.
I think I might want to hold on.
Yeah.
Turn the
Sorry,
metal
lads.
detector on later.
Your shiny gold is shiny, but I value a clean kill a little bit more, especially when it's such a prize as this.
Fine. Alright, lads. I guess we're getting out of your way then.
But we trust you can see your way out.
Yeah. Can you move?
Yeah.
Looks at you as you're blocking the door.
I trust it doesn't need to be said that if we leave and find he's waiting for us outside, it won't go well your time. Won't go well for you that time either.
Yeah. I can't imagine it would.
Can I insight check that?
Sure.
Fuck. That is 22.
Seems to be some grudging respect
Okay.
for
Okay.
especially for the amount of damage that the arrows have done. Hitting on 2 and hitting on 2 more. The 4 arrows still stuck in the body, by the way. Like, hasn't even pulled them out. They're just straight up embedded through the leather armor into the chest.
Everyone wave goodbye.
As he kind of reaches down and kind of like goes for that, just and just pulls out the arrows out of his chest and reaches down and picks up his greatsword and sheathes it on a large sheath.
Does
on
he
the side.
seem like he's just human, or is he?
He seems. It's weird. Yes, like completely human,
Completely
ordinary in every way,
fuck.
but like think.
Fucking enormous.
Yeah, just the Clegane.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
just from,
Or, like, the mountain.
Kind
Yeah.
of guy, just the mountain, right? Like
Okay.
naturally looking at him, it's like this guy's not human, and you kind of look at him, his speech and all the facial movements and everything. Yeah, he's human, as best you can tell.
Okay.
Absolute giant.
Alright, so I guess we'll be going then.
On your way.
And you can see the dire wolf is like very hesitant to move, and he just grabs a massive chain and wraps it around his arm and just yanks it as the wolf begins to move. And he's just physically moving this dire wolf with him as he moves, as he walks out. And it makes a couple of snap attacks at you, but it's not able to get far enough away to actually deal any damage.
With the direwolf, one, can I sort of tell if that seems like it's like his familiar or something? And 2, does it seem like it was upset at the mention of Strahd, or because we said we were going up against Strahd? And I'm saying that with somebody as like a ranger and an animal handling all that.
Yeah. So, based on the way the dire wolf is being treated and how it is acting, it looks like it's a I'm stronger than you,
Right.
so I've turned you into my animal.
Like they caught it and now it's like a pet.
Yeah, but definitively not a pet.
Like trying to
Still
tame.
a wild animal, not even trying to tame it. Just, it's a wild animal on a chain.
Right, okay.
And I'm just big enough that you
couple of us
can't
can
take
talk
me
about
on kind of thing.
Yeah.
Right? The second one, it seemed to be at the mention of the term the devil.
Right.
That seemed to be the trigger.
Okay.
But it's snapping away and it's just kind of getting yanked, and you can hear the as it's slowly being pulled away, and then they're making their way beyond you guys back towards the front door at this point.
We all stand in a line and shake hands as they walk
Yeah.
by.
Good game.
Good game. Good game.
Good game.
Yes.
I'm just kind of silently like glaring at the direwolf, like kind of watching it.
And it's just kind of eyes narrowed on all of you and just like looking back and forth, and anyone who seems to be even remotely within snapping range is just like trying to like go against the chain as best it can and land any kind of attack, but can't seem to find any purchase.
Have we all realized that perhaps mentioning who we mentioned in front of that creature means that the fact that we're here is going to get back to Strahd? He seems to have some kind of network with those beasts.
to be a
I
little
figured
bit
as
more
much.
tight-lipped about that.
We've been letting too many people live.
Seems like a weird takeaway, but I'm with it.
No, I'm not so into that.
Kind of. Let's see what happens.
I mean, for what it's worth, they're vicious. They didn't need to attack us. But can we say we'd have done much different if somebody had come upon our camp at night?
That's true. That's true. We would have straight murdered them.
We may not have straight murdered them, but,
I would have straight.
you know, I can't totally disagree with what they did.
I think Strahd would find out we were here regardless.
Yeah, Strahd's got eyes everywhere. He's a big diaper baby.
That's true.
Shall we?
As soon as they're out of sight, I'm just gonna like go to clutch my wound and be like, Leaf, been putting on a brave face, but you have anything you can help me with?
Yeah. Oh, fuck.
Leaf,
Do you
if you
wanna-
want,
do you
I
wanna
can
split
kind
some
of
of it?
help.
Yeah, you want to split some of this?
I mean, I'm going to be
Just me,
using
so-
some on myself, but...
Just
Oh,
me.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
You do you.
I'll hop around and start investigating, looking around for.
Sure.
But
Make a
I
perception
have-
check.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm also curious if they left anything
Oh.
behind.
Perception check as well.
How much do you need?
Perception?
I'm down 22.
16.
Jesus. Can we do? Can we do 15?
18.
I'll do 15. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
two of you
I'll
looking
hit you
around the
with
room,
15.
you notice that there are a
Thank
couple
you.
of gold coins that seem to have fallen out of the pile as they shuffled everything back in. You find that there are 7 gold
my
pieces,
healing words and whatnot.
3 silver pieces as well. So just a little bit of extra gold. What both of you do notice as you're wandering around the room, opposite the set of
Sorry,
amber
did
doors,
did we both find that, or?
you found a total of that.
Okay.
Do you want me to put it in group loot, actually?
Yeah.
Back with me next time.
So 7 gold, 3 silver, not much.
Yeah, that's
But you do notice, looking at the amber doors, you both kind of turn around and look at that, and you notice that when you walked into the room at first with all the light that was there, the walls seemed relatively normal. But turning around from the amber doors specifically at the distance, you notice there seems to be a faint outline of what could be a door, a secret door on the opposite side of this wall here, just beside where that bedroll is. And you both eventually make your way over, and you do find there's a slight grip that you can fit your fingers into, and are able to pull it aside. It does appear to be a secret door of some kind.
It's probably
Okay,
good that
can
we
I
keep this
check
room
if
in
it's
mind for
trapped?
rest
Yeah,
if we
make a
need to.
investigation check.
Can I assist?
Yeah, at advantage.
Have these guys left now?
At
they're gone.
advantage. Oh, those are bad. 15.
Not trapped, as best as you know.
You guys, Leith and I found a secret passage this way.
Oh, open it.
Oh!
That sounds
good.
cool.
I'm with you. I'll,
yeah.
we'll open
You
it
do
together.
notice as well, wandering around that crack along the side there, looking through that, you see that there is a good amount of light coming in from outside. It looks like this is just a crack in the side of the mountain that's just created this kind of very cold wind that passes through into this
So this
area.
is like sunlight coming through?
A little bit of sunlight coming through.
So, could we surmise that this is the way they get into the temple?
No, sorry, this is different. So that crack
Yeah.
is just a natural thing that's
That's an
happened.
official.
The
Oh.
door is on this side, right next
Here,
to the set of
this-
amber doors. Yeah,
Oh.
right there. That's a secret door that you found. That's
Oh,
kind of
okay,
a
cool.
a push open door to get in.
Okay, I'll push it open.
Okay. So as the door pushes inward, you see carved into the south wall of this dusty space are cylindrical holes that you recognize as common storage spaces for scrolls or maps. Carefully running your hands across the scrolls, all but one disintegrates in dust when touched, with just the single remaining parchment barely staying intact.
Yeah, I would pull it out.
So pulling it out, none of you know what this means.
Should we take a? Can we take a
Yeah.
look at it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll
Yeah.
toss it back to.
How can we?
Sure.
Do you want to take a peek?
Go for it. Make Arcana checks.
Yo, I'll wait till
I
the
can-
doc's back. Fuck me.
Oh,
Oof.
I rolled a nat 1, so...
Okay, Arcana
Yeah,
check.
you look at it, you're like, magic.
That's the 13.
It's paper.
You look at this and you recognize this. This is a spell you cast all the time.
Sweet.
This is a spell scroll of bliss.
Oh.
Oh, bless.
Hey, I used my bless.
Oh.
Hey, anyone mind if we hole up in this room for like just a short little resty rest?
No, I
For
think
an hour?
we should keep
Yeah.
going.
How are you feeling?
I'm feeling okay, but I could certainly use some mojo back.
Yeah, you get this. You get your Hadar back, right?
Mhm. Yes.
Has everyone thoroughly checked this room?
Yeah.
Do we wanna?
Just the one set of closed amber doors that the fiery
Skull guys.
Yeah.
head guys?
Fiery spirit heads.
Fiery spirit heads.
We
There's
believe
nothing
that there
else in
are
that
fiery
room.
spirit
That's in the
heads,
room,
but
right?
do you think
Yeah,
that
you
they're
can't
there
run
to
across
protect
the
something?
I mean, the fact that these guys were holed up in here for 3 days pretty safely probably means.
What he said was they don't like it when you attack them.
Yeah. But I mean, we did attack them.
Well, we just
No,
know not to attack
No, they don't
the-
like being.
The spirit heads
The spirit
don't like being
Okay.
attacked.
Well,
So if we
fiery
could always
spirit
try the diplomatic approach. Lord
But-
knows it doesn't always work.
I feel like
Case
if
in
they're
point.
there, they're there for a reason.
Right,
And
to
we
guard
could
something?
try killing them.
But there was like we were coming in through a spiral staircase. This is one of many doors. Maybe we should go out and seek out more doors and see what's in there before going in deeper and deeper into.
But we
rooms
could
and-
also hold up here for an hour.
if we do,
I mean,
yes.
in case you guys want me to open more interdimensional doorways.
But it's-
If you don't,
no,
that's cool.
it's
I
not a
won't.
bad idea.
I don't have to.
That's
I
one of
think
our
that's-
best advantages.
I
is
think
that
that's
spell.
fine, Doctor. I think it's more so. I think we should fully explore a space before we move on to another space.
I'm fair with that. I agree.
So, how do we feel about having a short rest and then moving and trying to communicate with these fiery spirit heads?
I feel pretty good.
I'm not
about it.
sure,
How do you
to be
feel?
honest.
I don't think we're going to be able to talk to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to go in there myself.
I
But
don't
the whole
know.
rest thing, I feel pretty good
Yeah, I
about.
think we
I'd
should-
say perhaps if we don't find what we're looking for, we can come back here.
I agree with that.
But I think that if these people hadn't, if there was anything there to find, they might have found it attacking these creatures, or they would have.
But they lost one of their best men to it. They've
So
tried to
they
attack.
retreated.
But we know what's there. We know that this door is sealed. We know what's behind it. We can always come back to this door.
It's
Sure.
true, and like places like this, there's not always something to reward you for getting a trap set off in your face or a creature coming after you.
No, that's fair. So we're resting, right?
Why don't you have a short rest? I'm doing all right. I'd like to explore a little bit. Maybe if any, I don't know if anyone wants to come with me.
That'll be
I
a
think we
whole
should stick
Christ
together.
on a cross. No!
Not again.
This
We're not!
history is doomed to repeat itself.
All right.
Stop preventing me from speaking my truth.
Well,
Okay.
I'm gonna take a short rest in this room.
All right, fine.
So it's
We'll
1
have a
hour
rest.
for you to be able to take a short rest.
Yes, that's fine.
Anybody who's taking damage, you can roll hit dice to regain hit
I'm
points.
going to roll hit dice. Okay.
Do I regain
Great,
my
that is something.
maneuvers?
On a short rest, I believe so. Yeah.
No, I'll roll another.
No, so you do get those.
Just
If you had taken any
There we
damage,
go.
you
Oh, I'm okay.
regain 66 hit points.
Does anyone want iced tea?
I'm good.
I
I
would
haven't
love
taken
some
any damage.
please. Thank you.
66 hit points?
Yep. 1d6 per 10 minutes.
Oh yeah.
It was a fun hour.
Let's just see. Hypothetically, I could potentially gain in 10 minutes all of my hit points back. 6 times.
36.
Oh, almost all of them.
Well, if you were at 1,
Yeah.
how many do you have?
39. I rolled a 2 on our
I
last.
think
No,
any
go for it.
thing will be.
Yeah.
It does suck.
Alright, so
It
resting
sucks.
for an hour, healing up, and anybody that wanted to do so. The hour comes to a close. Doctor, you feel your power returning to you, the
mojo.
ability to cast your
My
spells again.
mojo, baby.
Groovy, baby.
Nothing transpires, no interactions, no creatures that seem to come inside.
Sorry, while that's going on, because
Yep.
I actually don't really need to be taking a short rest. Can I be just kind of ear to the door if I'm hearing anything going on in the door next to us with the flame skulls?
Sure.
Okay, sweet.
be watching out for things.
So
Yeah.
16.
16. I'll get you to roll a perception check as well if you come back. But yeah, we'll say this covers both of you actually. You kind of hear on the other side of that door, listening, trying to listen for any kind of footsteps, any kind of movement or anything.
I'm listening for warm spirit.
Fiery
Spirit
spirit.
heads?
Fire.
And you hear, and on the other side of the door, you're just actively trying to. And after about 10, 15 minutes or so, you just start to hear a. Got like the sound of fire rapidly
Butane?
growing and coming back.
Cool.
down. So whatever it is, fire definitively describes whatever's on the other side of this door.
Flame.
All right, so short rest comes to a close. What are you guys doing?
All right, let's
So-
go. Feeling good.
So we just.
We're gonna come back to this room if we don't find anything elsewhere in the
these
temple.
doors.
Yeah.
Because we know that there are fire heads, spirit heads
Oh,
behind it.
yeah.
So it's gonna be a fight no matter what.
It's gonna be a fight, really. Yeah.
no matter what. So let's go explore everywhere else. And if we don't find what we're looking for, then we know it's behind here. But if we can avoid that fight, we may as well.
I mean, they're there for a reason.
I don't disagree with Leaf.
There's clearly some there. They're not hanging around. We're here for a reason. But,
You said that who remembered about them? Was
no
it?
one.
No one
remembers
really.
exactly.
No, but they sound
Oh.
like fiery.
They sound
That's-
pretty demony, but also they sound pretty fiery, and we got a wand that shoots snow.
I'm also good around fire.
You guys are missing the most important thing, which is this is a
Friendship.
tower full of, well, friendship, of course. But there are so many doors, so many options. We can't just burst into every fucking pair of doors we see.
Are these doors
I disagree entirely. That's exactly what we need
Okay.
to do, is burst into every set of doors we
That's why
find.
they're colored that way.
Because what we're looking for is behind amber doors. We're gonna find it if we keep opening amber doors.
Oh, the doors over here are amber. Okay.
All the doors are amber.
Literally every door in the temple.
So we gotta keep going.
That's a real sick joke. Fucking Madam Eva, she could have given us some useful shit.
I don't know if it's Madame Eve or,
Why don't we look for clues for
Dungeon
the
Master
particular
Geordie.
amber doors that we're looking for before we just bust into every door?
I don't know that we have more clues than we.
Yeah, we've got it.
We
I'm
got.
starting to very seriously disconsider where you got your doctor's license still.
Should we
Doctor's
make a
license.
vote as to whether we
Yeah.
go through this room now or we go to this room later if we don't find anything?
I doubt we're gonna not find anything. Just a thought. Whatever's here, it's usually behind some kind of big fucking fancy door with pillars and something's on a dais.
Well,
or
fine.
whatever.
You want to do it, then we'll fucking do it. And I run towards the doors and open them up.
Which,
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, we did say don't
What?
attack them. They don't attack.
that's the opposite.
Well,
Okay. So you run over to the doors, and the doors open inwards.
we're all in the room.
So you kind of
Yeah.
grabbing onto the handles and just ripping the doors open. So
Oh my
you
God.
see.
You got me worked up.
I appreciate the initiative you're taking.
The walls of this 20-foot wide, 70-foot long arched corridor are sheathed in amber. The southern half of the hall is scorched by fire. As you open the doors, you see all of that around the sides. And a charred corpse
You're
lies on
north,
the floor
right?
here. Nope, that's north.
I thought you said you were always north.
Nope. Because of the way the
I'm
table is
always
oriented. Now I will be south.
Oh, here we go.
Look at all these amber doors.
So, as Leth runs over and slams those doors open.
Are
you
they
see a
opening
charred corpse
inwards or
on the ground.
outwards?
They're
Inwards.
opening inwards towards you.
That's how you run.
The southern half of the hall, closest towards you, is scorched by fire, and a charred corpse lies on the floor here under a burned fur cloak. Several amber doors lead from this hall, one to the north at the far end, and another cut into the left wall. Oh, actually, hang on.
So there's four sets of doors?
Yes. And another 3 cut into the left wall. 3 arrow slits are visible on the right side, overlooking the temple floor. However, dominating your vision are 3 floating skulls wreathed in green flame, each with shining red and orange eyes patrolling the hall about 50 feet away on the far side. Go ahead and just pop. So,
We like to get into that first room before they see us. I'm just thinking out loud.
I doubt it.
Leave one in.
It's me, Mr. Skull.
You're skeleton.
Where's Casimir, you guys?
Yeah, he's like,
He's in there with
Holding up
us,
your
I
rear.
think. Yeah.
So you can just
He's
flip
probably,
those
like-
ones over. They'll be pretty much where they are at this point.
Over here is my guess. He'd be like hiding off to the side.
Less. As you slam the doors open and pull them in front of you, there's a gust of cold wind that blows in. And as the first one closest to you kind of rotates its head around, you can see these gleaming red eyes. It just opens its mouth in a silent scream as the green flame converges in the center of the mouth, and instant, just little gem bead flies in behind you to the center of the room and detonates in a fireball. I need everybody roll a dexterity saving throw.
Everyone.
Except for Casimir and Leaf.
Oh.
okay.
Yeah, it's a 20-foot radius, so it'll hit everybody.
Okay.
I'm just talking to customer. So you come around here often?
Which one was it? Sorry.
Dexter.
Dex save?
Everyone near Hope in
Dex save.
a 10-foot radius of Hope gets. Is it advantage on this?
Yeah.
Advantage?
You've got that thing.
Yeah.
The hardest
Look this
thing?
up
No,
before.
the. Fuck.
On
was-
saving throws.
Yeah, I'm saving throws.
The protection.
This is
Yeah, aura of protection.
fucking good.
Is it advantage or is it just a bonus?
hold on, yeah.
I think it's a
Oh,
bonus.
it's
Oh, it's a
a
vote. It adds the charisma.
Yeah, it,
modifier.
so
Sorry.
everybody adds your charisma modifier to their save.
That does not help me at all.
So it doesn't help Les, because he's in the center of the room, but it helps everybody else who would have to make a save.
I don't
So-
have
Check,
charisma.
check it just to make sure.
Yeah.
So-
No, you add Hope's charisma.
Oh, what's your charisma?
So what is it?
+2.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
okay.
actually
So
sweet.
is it just, and everyone including Hope?
In a 10. Yeah.
10-foot radius.
Including Hope. I think so.
Yeah, I think it includes me. Thank you for
No
that
worries.
reminder. We did actually look at it right before you came, and we were like,
So whenever you are friendly creatures within 10 feet. So yeah.
Make any saving throw?
Within 10 feet of you, make a saving throw. The creature gains a bonus to the saving throw equal to your charisma modifier.
Awesome. So everybody gets a
everyone-
bonus of +2. So go ahead and roll
Except
dex.
for less.
Except for
Because
Les. Les is the one person who's outside of that radius. So,
So you do see
for everybody else, Laura, what was your roll?
25.
25,
Nice.
19.
19,
20.
20,
If you get
8,
Oh, you don't get it. 15.
15. Okay. So everybody except Hope succeeded. So you
Oh,
all
no.
only
You get
take.
resistance.
What was your
I have
number?
resistance to fire.
Guys, it's half damage still.
Let's go rolls. 26,
This is not a good start.
37 points of fire damage.
Wow.
So halved for me.
Half to you, so you take 18, and half to everybody else, so you all take 18 points of damage.
Wow.
County dodge.
Because you succeeded, you take 0 because you have evasion.
Oh,
Yeah.
Sorry, so the rest of us take 18.
What?
Oh, or is evasion 7th level?
I think it's 7th level. I think we talked about this last session too.
It's
Yeah.
minus 18?
I'm pretty sure you're right, but
So wait, the rest of us
Do
take
another,
18 as well?
short rest
7th
up.
level, yeah.
Good.
So yeah, everybody takes 18 points of damage on Candy Dodge. You reduce that. I think that's actually an attack roll. You can see. I don't think it works for.
I could.
You might say I'm a.
Okay.
You can double check. I'm pretty sure that's.
It's the first time I've used it, so.
An attacker you can
Exactly.
see hits you with an attack. Yeah, hits you versus you make a save. So you don't. There isn't a way to uncandy dodge this.
Okay, so how many points of damage?
So it's 18 points. So everybody takes 18 points of fire damage. And I need everybody to roll initiative.
Yeah, they're definitely.
Oh my god.
magic.
This rainbow die is not liking me right now.
Switch it up.
I'm going to.
Okay, 25 to 20.
Oh, right, initiative. 21.
21. Alright. 15 to 20.
14.
15.
No, no,
Oh, sorry.
15.
That's Caspian.
15 to 20? No?
No.
Okay.
Nice.
10 to 15?
11.
14.
10 to 5?
8.
7.
Alright.
Yeah, it's not my friend right now.
Okay, top of the round, Allura, you are acting first as the first one turns around and the green flame controls itself into that tiny little sphere, fires it out, and the detonation impacts, and the flame begins to curl back out of its head again. What are you doing?
I'm gonna take
Bam, bam, bam.
yeah, I'll take a shot with my light crossbow.
Just pulling out your light crossbow and firing a shot with that?
Yeah, because I don't really think it's a good idea to run down the hallway.
Okay. Go ahead and make an attack roll. So which one are you hitting? 1, 2, or 3?
The one that already shot us.
Okay, so the closest one to you. So that's number 1.
19? No. 18.
18? 18 hits. Go and roll damage.
Oh, I'm blessed, right? Am I still blessed?
No,
Bless
that's
is-
Damn.
Bless is
5
gone.
point. 8 points of damage.
8 points of damage.
So
Do you
That's
have
right.
any of
Every
your
attack less
sneaky
made against
rogue
that guy's
stats?
supposed to be blessed.
Was that?
Did you not get sneak?
No.
Because you weren't rolling at advantage, and there's no one threatening it, and you're not adjacent to it.
Right. Okay.
Alright, so that's going to be your attack. That's your turn.
I will. Are these doors still open?
There. Well, no, you closed them for your rest, so it'd be an action to open the doors. So
Okay.
right now.
More fire monsters.
Yeah, I will bonus action hide.
Bonus action hide.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Go and move and hide wherever you feel you want to. Okay, and roll stealth check.
It's just
No.
flying. It's just
Yeah. If one did
Oh my
it.
god.
Ooh, that's good.
17 plus 9.
17 plus 9, okay. 26.
Wait, is
That's
Pastoral
where the trace
Trace
is
is
gone.
gone as well? Okay.
It lasts for an hour, so the 1 hour rest.
Right.
Alrighty. So you believe you are successfully hidden against the wall. Next up, we come to the first skull. As the green flame begins to expand again, it begins to coalesce back into its mouth, but instead of into a tiny bead, it slowly begins to grow in size. The creature is going to move forward towards your group, and is going to go ahead and allow the larger and larger orb of fire, suddenly becoming almost like molten magma, to roll out of its mouth and begin rolling forward towards the group.
That is pretty cool.
Ding, 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 ding,
So,
ding, ding.
the ball kind of rolls out from its mouth and rapidly darts forward. So it's going to move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 to there. And the ball is going to appear right here. As it rapidly darts forward and grows to its full size, it becomes a 5-foot diameter sphere of fire. So we'll go ahead and mark that with 4 here.
It's like this like ball.
Oh, so it's just like a
right
little ball of
less.
fire there.
It's a little a flaming ball of fire, 5 feet in any direction as a sphere, and it's going to go ahead and ram the sphere into Les. Les, I need you to make
You're
a
on
dexterity saving throw.
My favorite.
Les
And
is super bad.
Les
not
is
so
still
good.
Les
outside
is still
of.
outside your range.
That was 17.
17. All right, so 17 succeeds.
Saving throw or?
Saving throw. Yeah.
Yeah.
So damage. Take half as much damage. 26. So take 1 point of fire damage.
Oh my
As the
god.
spear just grows in size and grows in size, you just kind of and duck underneath as it just and kind of just bounces off your back a little and then retreats back into its space.
H2O.
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 All right, that's going to be its action, and that will be its turn. Next up, we come to Elith and the Skull 2. Who's going first?
Me.
Okay. So you see this one coming nice and close right in front of Les. What are you gonna do?
Is this the one that's going? No, it's what's. the
You
one
don't know
that's
which one's
okay,
going
yeah.
next.
Is that one? Okay. I'm gonna fire an arrow at it.
Okay, go for it.
That's going to be 16 to hit.
16. So as you do that, you watch the skull kind of register the arrow coming in, and all of a sudden it just shield appears in front of it. The arrow bounces off of the shield, unfortunately not impacting.
Is that? I guess you can't tell me if that's because it's 8. I didn't make its
You have
AC.
no idea.
Yeah.
What
Okay.
was the attack?
It was my arrow.
It's an arrow.
Okay. I'm gonna try again.
It's a 16.
Fuck. That's not gonna make it either if the last one didn't. I'm gonna try one more time. I got 3 attacks on my first round. Nope, that was a 4 again.
That's your new dice, right?
No, this is the old one. This one usually rolls pretty well for me. Okay.
Alright, so 3 attacks. You are hitting on target, impacting what would be against those eyes by about 4 or 5 inches in front of where its head would be. They just seem to be shattering off of this invisible barrier that you're not able to
Okay.
see.
I'm gonna move back here with Casimir.
Okay.
Oops.
Knock him over.
Knock him over. Yeah, I know. And like, should I just go back there with him?
Don't
And
put
like,
it over here.
stand protectively next to him.
Alright.
Can I stealth as a bonus action?
You can't. That is specifically
Okay. Well, I'll just hide in the shadows then.
Alright, kind of crouching against the shadows as best you can. Alright,
Turns
that's your
open.
turn. Next up, we come to Skull 2. It's going to go ahead and move forward a little.
Hey, we can close that door.
20, 25, 30, 35, 40.
We could.
I
And it's
think
going
the
to go ahead
time for
and
that is gone.
fire a fireball right in the center of the room. I need everybody to make a dex save,
Sick.
including Casimir.
There it
No.
goes. It's been
And you have my.
I rolled a natural 1.
Casimir rolled a 4. He's taking full damage.
I rolled a 4 too.
It's a dex save.
Dex save, yes.
Okay. So
And then you get
+2 from Hope.
yeah.
Yeah, everybody gets +2.
do we all get +2 from Hope?
Correct.
They're pretty far
no,
away
sorry.
from me.
I think
It's
it's
everybody within
Casimir.
10 feet. It's only the doctor.
Yeah.
Oh, god damn it.
Yeah. The doctor, you get a +2. Got a 20-foot radius sphere, 8d6 fire damage.
I guess I'm gonna die.
Bye, Cassie.
So, alrighty. So Casimir failed. So
I rolled a
we'll-
natural
We'll
1.
wait on this. So 15. 26 for really well today. Oh my god. 29.
I'm done.
34. So 34 points of fire damage.
I'm dead.
Okay, unconscious. 30. What was your roll? Sorry.
8.
34 points of fire damage.
Down to
20.
20. 17 points of fire damage.
Yep.
12.
12. 34 points of fire damage.
Mine was 8.
8. 34 points of fire damage.
I'm
Half to 17.
down to.
It's half to 17.
Oh yeah, I'm not.
You're not?
21.
17 points of fire damage. Okay. So,
Who else is down?
yeah, who's down? So, Allura's down. Les is down.
Is
Doctor,
Casimir
you're still
still
up?
standing?
I'm still up.
Okay. No, Casimir is down. He failed his save as well. So, with that, the explosion of this fireball with this flaming sphere right beside Les as well, the sheer amount of damage being dealt by these creatures, none of you being prepared for this. 3 of your allies are instantly falling unconscious and now falling over to the ground, and the door sits wide open. Alright, so that's going to be its turn. Next up, we come to Les. I need you to make a death saving throw.
We gotta close those doors.
Yeah.
Let's get
I
started.
think as soon as we close them.
Yeah.
Dang, I think we might be able to class on this one.
We could leave. We could go to that blind tour, like I've been saying.
14.
14? Okay, so you mark up success as death save. Alright, so that's going to be your whole turn. Doctor.
Oh boy.
So you see the spheres in front of you?
Yeah.
Oh, actually, Les, at the end of your turn, you fail the death saving throw for being within
Just
5
sits
feet of
on
the
you?
sphere.
Oh.
Alright.
Within 5 feet of the sphere makes a dex save, which you automatically fail, so you take damage for that. So you're 1 fail. So, Doctor.
I can see into the room.
Correct.
I'm gonna pop Hadar behind here to try and just catch these guys just like right before the doors.
Sure.
Yeah. So using this guy here.
Yep.
So I know that. Like there, because it's a 20-foot radius.
Oh, I think we're gonna take a long rest.
But yeah,
So we gotta
it's out there.
Does anyone who's still up have mage hand?
I do.
I have full
close the door?
advantages.
Could I just make
Close
It's an
one.
action to mage hand,
Okay.
and the doors are far too heavy. 'Cause with
Okay,
mage
yeah.
hand, you can only use
Oh, 5
pounds.
pounds, yeah.
So that's going to be your action. You got your movement and your bonus.
Yeah, I can't cast another spell. See if I got anything. Potions,
Potions in action.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, once you guys hit level 8, it becomes a bonus action. That's homebrew stuff.
Okay. I'm just gonna dart my way back to here.
Around the corner. Okay. Sounds good. Alrighty, so that's going to be your turn. Next up, we come to Leaf.
Yeah, I think I know what I need to do. I'm gonna run over and close the doors.
Okay. So running over 5, 10,
I'm gonna dodge
15,
the
20.
thing.
Yep. And you
Oh.
grab both handles and you can pull
Yeah.
both doors closed as an action.
Shut that
So that's going to be 20 feet of your movement. You've got 10 feet left. As the
Um,
doors slam shut and you start to hear the crackling fire on the other side of the door as well as directly behind you.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna get out of the way of that thing because I know.
You got 2 more squares of movement, so wherever you want to go.
Can I go like diagonally?
Yep.
From
So
that?
walk back.
Yeah.
Alrighty. That's your action and your movement.
Yeah. I guess I'm
Anything
close
else?
enough. A healing word. So
Healing word.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Yeah,
Starting you.
I'm just trying to think who can be helpful.
I don't need it, but you don't know
Yeah, no. Actually, no. If I've seen the thing like bumping up on less, I'll cast it.
Okay, so healing word, so go ahead and roll your healing for that.
Yeah.
Unless you come back to consciousness, it's the burns and singeing, acrid smell of your flesh are definitively not what you like to have enter your nostrils.
That's
I'm back to 1.
That's an 8.
So you heal 8 hit points. You're back to conscious. It eliminates your death saving throws. You do not have a failure or success anymore. You can mark those ones gone. Alright, so that's going to be Leaf's turn entirely. Hope we come to you next.
There's just the one fiery ball in the room.
One flaming sphere just slowly rotating in the middle of the air.
Can I shoot a charge from my wand of snowballs at it?
At it? Sure.
At the fire, yeah.
Okay. So yeah, you expend one of the charges, going to impact against it, and the snowballs just pass through it and impact against the ceiling, giving that no effect.
And it still just seems to be
Flaming giant burning sphere, yeah.
Darn it.
That's
It
your
might just
action,
be a magical effect that needs to time out.
yeah. That's what I'm thinking as well. So is Les still prone, like lying down?
Well, this is still prone, but you can see the and like reaches out and grabs Leaf. You can see he's definitely conscious.
I've got to stop dying.
Can I try and like kind of go to allure it, and I can't do lay on hands, can I?
No, you can't because you already used an action to do that.
Here.
Everybody does know as well that Allura has something that stops her from dying.
Oh yeah.
They don't know that.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah,
we do way back when.
Yeah.
You don't know about this. They know about this. Everybody knows about the pen.
Yeah, because you used it to save
Because
less.
you used it to save less when you guys were
Right
in that.
before we figured out that wasn't
This is
possible.
new.
Right. Okay.
So, Casimir, though,
You
can
don't know about
see-
this.
You know about this.
Yeah, I'm gonna kind of run to like with
And
my
he's
last.
just spluttering, coughing up blood badly at this point.
Yeah, he's still alive.
Are we still in
He's
combat?
unconscious,
Sorry.
like,
Okay.
just bad. Oh yeah, you're still on.
Okay.
Does everyone have hair? Like, we're mostly hairless now.
I mean, I have hair, but it's probably not great
A
right
lot of it
now.
has been singed off.
We're all
So,
bald
are you
babies.
I'm gonna just
running over to him?
and I'm ready to when I next kind of just
On your turn. Okay. Alright, so that'll be your turn. Next up, you guys don't hear anything coming from the other side of the door immediately, and then you just hear 4 rapid impacts against the door, and it just starts to you kind of hear cracking on the other side of the door, but appears to be holding fast as best you can see.
They've started their turn in Hadar, though, yeah?
Nope.
No?
Third one.
Oh, third one. Okay.
Doesn't he have to go through Hadar
he's
to...
shot.
Nope. You just hear rapid impacts on the other side of the door, and you just hear like crackling fire almost impacting against the other side of the door, but it doesn't appear to be breaching it as best you can tell.
Okay.
Alright, so that's going to be that. Top of the round, Laura. Stabilize. So you are at 0 hit points, you are unconscious, and you need to roll a d4. Hit. Unless otherwise awoken, you will wake up in 1 hour.
Okay.
Alrighty, that's your whole turn.
Thank you.
Next up, now roll damage for the first skull that's in or in
6.
Okay.
6 cold.
6 points cold damage. Alright. Cool. Alright, good to know. On from that, we come to...
Did it end its turn in Hadar?
No, because it's still doing stuff, and you just hear again a series of fiery impacts on the other side. You can see the door starting to move inward slightly. It's not opening yet, but it's closed, but nothing is bracing it.
Oh, we should probably fix that.
That's going to be that. Next up, we come to a leaf in the second skull. Who's going first?
Me.
Okay.
Is there anything that I can brace the door with inside this room?
Inside this room, not that you can see.
What about these like beds?
I think they took
Bed rolls, they took them off.
Do you have the rod?
Oh.
Les has the rod.
Yeah. Okay.
But then we'll have to leave it.
We'll come back for
Yeah.
Yeah, I
that's
feel we're
true.
gonna.
Do you guys want to leave the rod?
Well, we can just wait till these things calm down.
it.
Just chill your shit.
1, 2, 3, 4.
You can get right beside him. That'd be your movement to get.
Yeah, but I can't get the rod from Les and then get to set the doors, can I? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
Oh, yeah.
6.
Yeah, right
He's
beside
also-
us.
Okay.
Oh, he's on that square.
Les is
He's
also
just-
up.
Okay.
He's on that one square over.
Okay.
Yeah, but he's not standing yet. He's okay.
He's not standing. He's
Okay.
still.
Also, can you move
So-
next to Casimir?
Yeah. Okay, so I will do that. I'll race across the room
Okay.
and avoid the fireball as best as I can.
No way to avoid it.
Okay, fine. I'll just take the damage and grab the immovable rod off Les and put it square in the middle of the doors and click it
Okay.
active.
Make just a quick investigation check to see if you can figure out where the rod is, because Les is splayed on his back.
Hiding this. He's just got killed.
5.
5. You looking around,
hide
trying
the
to
rod.
figure it out. Les is just rolling around, trying to figure out what's going on. You're not able to find the rod.
Oh my god. Okay.
He's prison wall.
So you haven't used your action yet as a result, because you haven't been able to grab the rod.
Can I,
Too many
if I ask
TDK photos.
Les where it is that because he's conscious now, right?
He's conscious now, but it would be, in that case, an action to grab the rod, but you couldn't click it.
Okay.
You could use your action to talk if you wanted to.
Les, I got it.
It's right here.
Nope. Okay.
Or action to brace the door.
Yeah, that's what I'm just looking at what I have to see if I have anything long that I want to brace it with. Are there handles on the door?
There are handles on the door. They're not like slide handles, they're just pull handles.
That's
So,
what I mean.
yeah, the only thing would be if you could like slide something between.
That's what I'm thinking of. If I slid one of my short swords through, how effective would it be?
Handles are pretty far apart. Your short
Okay.
sword wouldn't make it across.
Okay.
You have a 10-foot pole.
Who has a 10-foot pole?
Me, it was a.
It's in my bag.
Wait, I have a 10-foot pole.
Oh, do you have it?
No one knows. It's your turn. So
Yeah.
you know,
Okay.
it's an action.
That's fine. I'll just brace the door.
Where's the door? Okay, go and make a strength check.
With my modifier, right? Just
Yep,
straight
just add your
modifier.
strength mod.
20, not nat.
20. Okay. So bracing against that, planting your feet on the ground and really pressing your back into it as best you can. You kind of find a point where your shoulders are underneath the handles and you really press into it, and you begin to feel the seething fire on the other side creeping through but not dealing damage to you. However, you do end your turn next to the sphere. I need you to make a dexterity saving throw.
Am I? No, I'm close to hope. Okay. Dexterity?
Yeah.
19.
19. Okay. So you take 3 points of fire damage. Being just adjacent to that seething, searing flame, but it does not appear to be moving. It's just kind of slowly rotating in place. Alright, that's going to be your turn. Next up, we come to the second skull. Again, you feel against the back of the door, and then a bunch of fire begins to lick and creep in from the other underside, but nothing seems to be breaking through quite yet.
Second skull's in him, aren't you?
Yep. Takes no damage. Takes no damage.
Oh, okay. From ice?
Yep.
Oh, okay.
What about from the acid?
From the acid, you can go ahead and roll damage.
Okay.
What about the first
Yeah,
one?
'cause
Did
the
that
first
not get
one-
acid damage?
Oh yeah, sorry. First one's roll.
Okay.
So what is it? It's a dex save against
Yeah, dex save against acid.
dex save. That is a 14, so that fails. Second one is lower, so that also fails. So
10.
10. Okay, so I'll say 10 points of damage to both of them.
Yeah.
Okay, good to know. Alright, so that's going to be their turns. Next up, we come to Les. Now conscious with a leaf beside him, holding that door closed. And just, you saw her fumbling around trying to grab the rod from you, but unable to grab it.
I hate doors. I go and try to click the rod into the
Pull the
handle.
rod out, you kind of reach it in behind where the two pieces meet. It doesn't quite connect both of them, but you're able to put it up against the point where it's completely blocking the door, and you click it in place and it just freezes there, and the doors now are just kind of against that, very solidly locked in place.
And then can I use my action surge to second wind?
Second one is a bonus action.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'll
so
do
you
that.
can do that, and then you still got your movement, so you can stand up and move 15 feet away from the sphere.
I do, yeah.
So and you are away from the sphere. Alright, so you do not take damage at the end of your turn. Go and roll your second wind. That'll be your turn next up we come to the doctor.
Oh boy.
Actually, it's another sheet.
This is fun, guys. Are we having fun? This is so much fun. Are you having fun? Yeah, we're having so much fun. It's all to the death and the fiery doors.
The death.
Within range.
Excuse me.
Those nervous burps.
Fiery sphere.
Nope, they're just normal burps.
Sorry, I'm trying to figure out what the hell I want to do. I'm gonna stay where I am.
Okay.
I'm gonna hold an action.
Okay. What are you holding?
I'm gonna hold both Eldritch Blasts
Yep.
in case one of them gets through the door.
Gotcha. Okay. So holding that, hands ready, the Eldritch Beams lit, waiting for something to appear.
Yep.
Good to know. That's your turn. Next up, we come to Leaf. So you've got an unconscious Casimir behind you, slowly bleeding out. Laura who
Yeah.
seems to have stabilized, and the shallow breathing is back to a regular.
Yeah, I'll probably boot back to Casimir
Okay.
and pump. Just like honestly, I'll use my channel divinity
Yep.
and just bring him back. Put like 5 hit points in him.
5 hit points.
Yeah.
Okay. Good to know.
Feel
Casimir is back to 5 hit points. He has a total of 15.
Wow.
We're back, buddy.
Oh, no, sorry, he has 20 hit points. And he took 34 points of damage. He's 6
Wow.
points away from coming down.
So
I got a 10 on that roll.
close.
10. Nice. So plus your fighter level?
Yeah, so
So 16.
I'm on 25 now.
Nice. Alright, good to know.
Sweet.
Alright, so that's going to be that. Cass is back at 5 hit points.
Yeah, and I think I'm gonna be. If everything else looks like it's figured out.
Yep. Alright. So we'll say for the sake of brevity at this point you hear fire licking against the backside of that sphere not moving, but all of you able to move away from it. At the end of about another 45 seconds or so, it just crumples out and winks out as the door holds fast with the 3 creatures just at this point almost ramming their heads in flames, licking against it. Small amounts of fire coming out from under the side, but unable to penetrate through the rod.
I don't think he was lying.
Les, what the fuck do you think you're doing?
Buddy, you're supposed to be keeping everyone safe and you're doing shit like that.
If you felt so guilty about almost getting me killed at one time, I think you should rethink how you decide you were going to make decisions for the group. That was extremely reckless, especially knowing what we knew was behind there. All of us almost died. I am extremely injured. Everyone else is down.
Sleeping.
What's going on with the water?
At this point, you all go over and you look at Lori like
Do you have
she
a,
has a pulse.
do you
Yeah.
have a cute
breathing
anime
normally.
like nose bubble sleeve?
No. It's straight up like expended all of my energy just
Yeah,
like
full on
slime
drooling.
coming out of the side of the mouth.
She's not a
Drool
sexy
sleep.
sleeper.
After all that reaction, I'm gonna like go over to a corner and just sit down and just curl to a ball and just
Okay.
stare out.
I have a healing potion. I'm a drinking.
Okay.
Gonna pump
Oh,
it.
that's great.
I'm gonna cast Cure Wounds on myself.
I'm gonna dump the rest of my channel divinity to make sure I don't die.
Sure.
1d8.
So, 2
I,
minutes out of a short rest. And
That was a good start.
yeah,
So, yeah, how do we want to,
Sweet. That's
I'm gonna top myself up with my last of lay on hands as well. So I'll be using 10, and then that's all of my lay on hands.
Damn it,
done.
we're into the sad second and leading into the third act right now.
Anyone want to hole up in here?
I think we need to.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of gonna be.
I'm gonna.
I didn't expect them to be so strong. We knew there was multiple doors. Something's
Something's in there. For sure.
something of high value, but I don't think we can go back there until we're stronger.
Mm-hmm.
It's time to start training, and I immediately do some push-up.
It's almost like we could have gone on a wine tour.
You know, that sounded real good right about now, but
I'm gonna go
We're
over
here.
to Casimir and just sort of sit down quietly next to him.
and he's just kind of breathing heavily, badly burned down one side of his head. You can see missing an eyebrow.
I'm gonna cast
Yeah, what
Cure
are we
Wounds
all
on him
thinking?
as well and say, sorry
Probably
that
pretty
that
fucked up.
happened.
On fire.
Um,
I'm gonna find the least soiled bedroll and just like.
There are no bedrolls.
9
Oh, because they took
HP.
them all right.
9.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Do you not have one on you still, or is it?
I mean, I do.
It's
but-
in the wagon outside.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Because you wouldn't be carrying all of your sleeping gear.
No. Anyone want to pop back out to the wagon?
I don't think we should risk going back out there.
Just lay low here.
I agree.
Just in a comfortable rest.
All right.
What time of day is it, roughly? Do we know?
Yeah, can we peek
You've
out the
been
crack?
outside for the better part of 2 hours. You set out very early in the day. You wanted to try and get as much done as you could. I'll say it's before 9 a.m.
It's
Am
really.
I
It is still
within?
very early.
How far away am I from Cinnamon at the present moment?
A couple hundred feet.
Okay.
How long has it been?
How long has it been?
Mm-hmm.
You are at 0 hit points until you wake up. You don't
Oh,
regain
okay.
hit points
Cool.
through that. Yeah, that's the way that works. Is unless one person dumps 1 hit point into you,
Just let me sit here and sleep.
at the end of an hour, you go back to 1 hit point.
Okay. Got it. Makes sense.
So everybody sees Allura sleeping away over in the corner there.
Karen,
Are we?
what are we doing here?
How is everyone? Magically, or is everyone pretty drained?
Not feeling great.
Yeah, that wasn't really the best start.
I'm pretty tapped as well, but have
I'm
a little bit
pretty.
left.
I'm feeling pretty rough. I definitely have some juice to fight things, but I don't have much in the way of defending.
I rocked back and forth like I couldn't save him.
Great.
To myself.
Fantastic.
I think we need to camp out here for a while and heal up. I'm fairly injured. Everyone else is as well. I'm certainly not in any condition. I don't think
Nope.
the party is as a whole to go up against anything else right now.
Most certainly not, especially if those were just the guards.
But we have the whole rest of the temple to explore. This is just
Is
one
the-
passageway.
Is Hadar still open? Is
I
it
think
still there?
No, Hadar would have popped away.
Correct.
Yeah.
It only lasts for a minute. Same as the flaming sphere.
Oh,
minute.
okay.
But
Usually
you're right.
combat spells are that.
I thought it was more.
Okay.
But did you notice now that it's been about another 2 minutes or so, all the ramming and the flames licking on the other side of the door, a lot of it seems to be abating. There's still definitively a small amount of fire coming through the door, but it seems to be burning out.
Jordy.
Even with that?
Yeah, because you don't have 1 hit point yet.
Now I understand. Okay.
That's why.
Okay.
At
No,
the
I
end of the
yeah
hour,
yeah
you then go to
yeah.
1
No,
hit
I
point.
get it.
Jordy,
I get it.
with Hadar still active, would those guys still have been taking damage for that full minute?
No, they would, because there was room from where Hadar was until the door where the door was, so they were able to come out of that and not have to take damage.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So we're gonna rest up here.
I think that's our only choice.
Okay.
I do as well.
I'll take first watch.
Thank you.
I'll
Rod closed against the door.
run close against that door. I want to just like fully back up if that one opens that way. I want to back up against
Does
that.
it open inward?
It opens inward. Both of them
Do
open.
we have anything else that we can put through the handles to try and barricade this off as well?
I have a javelin.
I think with an immovable rod we might be okay.
No,
There's two
because
sets of
then-
doors.
Oh, these guys, yeah.
I can slide my javelin in.
All right.
The javelin would be long enough so the metal shaft of it does that. Impacting against it, it would potentially bend under extreme pressure, but
At least
It
we-
would provide a little bit.
at
A
least,
warning.
At least a bit of extra.
Okay. Everyone's long resting here.
So you can
Sorry,
long rest, but you
oh,
can
sure,
short
sure,
rest.
short rest.
If you wanted to do that.
Oh, we can't long rest?
Yeah, because it's been like.
Yeah, you
4
have
or
to do at least 8 hours of things
Oh,
before
yeah.
you can long rest
Shoot.
again. You've been awake for 2.5 hours.
Oh
Yeah.
my
You can't just go
god.
back to sleep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Well, I'm gonna. Yeah, short rest is great.
Short rest. Okay,
Can I-
so everybody who's missing hit points, you can roll hit dice to get that. At the end of the hour, you also have rolled hit dice, so you can decide how many of those you would have wanted to roll.
Oh. At the,
So at the end of the rest,
I wake
you
up.
you would have awoken, having completed a short rest. So
Right.
You can decide how many.
So when I have 1d10 times 5, is that?
So you can roll 1d10.
Not great. But not bad.
You roll that once. If you're happy with the result, that's all you get. If you want to roll more, you can roll more.
Oh, okay. So yeah, I'm good.
You should have 6, Kev,
You
because
also
we're
add all of your charisma.
on level 6.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
It's level
You should have
times
6 hit dice.
Right.
dice.
Okay.
amount.
D8.
Roll one more.
You can roll them one.
Oh,
at a time.
that's.
I can just keep rolling until I get the highest
Wait,
amount.
that's
No,
No.
because you get 6 dice.
I'm just
So you
testing.
roll 1 and go,
Yeah,
okay,
roll some
7.
D8.
Add your
Go for it.
constitution modifier. I regain that many hit points.
Nice.
Do I need more? Yeah, I'll roll another one. Do
Oh,
need
so
more?
I can roll.
Yeah, I'll roll another one.
Yeah.
You do them just one at a time until you get to a point where you're happy with what it is. Or you can do what Allure is doing right now and roll them all.
7.
Can I, if we're taking,
Oh yeah, I forgot I get
can we
to
take a
double
little
my
bit
points
longer
too.
than, don't mind if
So
we
that's
take,
why I say do them
Yeah.
like 1 or 2.
Well, I'm at 0.
Yeah, but
Well, 1. I'm at 1. Right now I'm at 1. Okay.
and you also double the hit points regained, which adds your con modifier to each die. So each die that you roll, you add your constitution modifier to that. You also regain that many hit points.
but it's a straight roll for the rest of us, right? Not with the con modifier.
No,
or-
for everybody.
Oh, I didn't know
What?
that.
Anytime you roll a hit die to regain hit points, you roll the die, add your constitution modifier.
Oh.
That's how many hit points you
Oh, well,
regain.
that's not gonna do
So
much of
For
a.
most people, it doesn't do much, but
My con modifier?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think most people only have a plus 1 or a plus 2.
I have a plus
20.
fantastic. I rolled a 1.
So you get that plus your con mod.
Wow.
So you can keep rolling if you want.
Yeah. Well, that's
Oh, okay,
10.
so I rolled 3.
oh fuck, it's plus your con mod.
Back to full health.
Oh
So
yeah.
I rolled 3. I got so I got a 6, a 7, and a 4. So plus 3.
So 6, 7, and 4 is 13, 17. And for each die,
Yeah.
you add your con mod, which is what?
1.
So yeah, so plus 3.
So it's 20, right?
And then double it.
Double it. So
So
okay.
40.
Okay, I'm at. Good.
And we regain, is it 1 hit die per long rest, or is it?
You can regain half of your expended hit dice, so half that you used, rounded up. So if you
Oh.
use 3 on a long rest, you regain 2 of them.
Okay.
But not on a short rest. It's only on a
Thank
long
you,
rest.
Lily.
Oh, yeah.
So all of you would have had
You're welcome.
full everything going in. You've now started to use your hit dice.
I'm still not at full health, but I think I'm gonna save a little bit of my strength for later.
I got
We
2
totally know what we're doing.
Can I ritual cast something?
If it's a ritual spell, yeah.
Yes.
What is it?
I want to ritual cast augury.
Augury. Okay.
Yeah.
Good to know. Augury is a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're here for an hour.
That
right?
was
It's a
Jesse's
short
dad
rest.
voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this would have to be at the end of the short
Yeah.
rest. But you are able to ritually cast Augury. So by casting Gem Inlaid Sticks,
Yeah.
roll Dragon Bones, leaning on
No one's
cards.
seen this.
Yeah.
No.
You receive an omen from an otherworldly entity about the results of a specific course of action that you plan to take within the next 30 minutes. What would you like to know?
I want to know if going the other road, because we've gone through this door, we know that there's another hallway.
Correct.
If that would lead to a similar outcome.
If that would lead to a similar outcome.
Yeah. Is that
It would be more so, is that good?
is that good or bad?
Good or bad?
Yeah. Is
Okay.
that good or bad? Sorry. Yeah. I guess that's gotta.
Good
that
or
was,
bad?
That was bad.
Define what good or bad means in terms of
Fiery death.
yeah, in terms
Good
of
or-
death,
no,
in
fair
terms
enough.
of what you find.
Yeah, so
Yeah, go
for
for it.
me, like good would be keeping myself and the party and myself alive.
Keeping yourself and the party alive.
Yeah.
Okay. Going through the other route.
Yeah.
So instead of through this door, you go
Yeah.
back along the
Yeah.
the gantry, across to the other side, and through the
Through
same
there.
style. Okay. Keeping the party alive.
This is a cool spell.
Yeah.
That's neat.
Well, it uses up some stuff. But that is great. reading some notes.
You would get a response of whoa.
Okay. Okay.
Whoa. Like sadness. Whoa. W-O-E.
W-O-E.
Like whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Oh, that's a bad feeling.
Finally up.
So I want to relay that to the party.
Okay. You do so.
So the other way's not really looking much better.
Isn't there more than one though? There's those big. We have to find a way to get down to the bottom and go past that big statue that's down there, farther into the temple.
That's true, we can go down there.
But those doors were on balconies, weren't they?
So,
Oh,
just
yeah.
to remind everybody,
Yeah.
so you walked in the main door,
Yeah.
down a staircase, there's a balcony right in front of you, closed door that you've now gone through, open door that you have not gone through. 2 staircases that descend down from either end of the balcony, basically right beside where the walls with those doors are. So you can just walk down that if you want, into pitch black. You are basically the only person who can see anything that's down there, and you saw that giant statue with the void face and the arrow slits looking down towards the center of the room from each side.
That's right. But I did share with the party what I saw, so everyone
You
knows.
did,
that
so
that's
everybody
what's
knows
there.
that it's there. It's just that no one else technically
See
can
it.
see it.
But I can cast. Not fairy fire, dancing lights. Yeah.
So,
You can do that.
so there's the open door or leading down to darkness to the statue.
With no face.
Correct.
I also have fairy fire. I can't remember that one. Is that it's helpful?
That's
It's to cast something. It's make something.
It's
a
to make
light,
an
right?
invisible thing
Sure,
visible,
Right.
and it gives advantage on attack rolls against
Figured that
whoever
one
is
out.
caught
Still
in
turn
fire.
around.
Essentially, think of it like little fireflies are just stuck to the thing, and they
Yes, that's the-
I know.
goes
Something
around.
that's invisible. Oh, you mean like a foe that's invisible? Make it visible. Okay.
So it creates an outline around that.
This
Like
is
think
That's
rough.
bag of flour on
It's a good
a
thing.
visible
Oh.
thing.
Yeah.
Right, that's basically what it does. Is it gives it a visible form.
Does the shield of the Dawn, I can't say Dawn Father,
You did it.
Think D-O-N. Shield of the Dawn Father.
Dawn, okay.
Yeah.
The Todd problem.
It's because I would say Dawn,
Yeah.
yeah.
But everybody here would hear that as Dorn.
I know, so yeah, they wouldn't, yeah.
But yeah, Shield of the Dawn Father.
So with the fact that I can, when attuned, I can use an action to hold it up and have the gold flare on it with bright light, would
Yeah.
that help in the darkness, or is that only, because I
That's
have
like
a...
an instantaneous just schwang, and then it is gone.
It was pretty helpful on the bridge.
No,
Against the wraith, though. That was
didn't
against.
do anything against the Wraith because it hadn't appeared yet.
Right.
It would have been helpful had it waited.
That was when it
until
was still the
Wraith
shadow.
when it was still covered in ash.
Yeah.
When technically it was not
Yeah. It wasn't
able
yet
to see
creature.
the shield because it was covered in ash still.
Okay.
Hey Jordy, having
Yes.
seen those skulls and having heard stories from other adventurers, would I have any chance, or by any chance, recognize what those were?
I'll say yeah. You, and you now seeing them, having read stories about things like that, would know that those are flame skulls. They are undead entities, essentially manifested, twisted dead wizards that have been either brought back to life of their own accord or by some other entity to typically protect something, and that would be the best that you could get from this.
Did your god tell you it's the same kind of creature that's in the other hallway?
No, just similar sort of outcome.
Alright.
Or not a good outcome.
So this is looking pretty fucked up.
Yeah, it's not looking great. Definitely.
It's not a walk in the park. We didn't think it would be, but
It's true.
Yeah, but we didn't think it would almost kill all of us in one hit.
3 hits.
3 hits.
so I think if this way is those flame skulls and the other way, thanks to Leaf, we know isn't great either, I think we should try to descend farther down into the temple.
I mean, that's what we were feeling.
We're here, but I would also like to point out, should we wish to, we know where this is now.
absolutely.
I mean to the temple.
Oh, yes. There's also that.
We know where it is. Certainly, Casimir got pretty fucked up by those guys. I'm certain.
Just kind of nodding in the corner.
Isn't
Perhaps
he back
we
to
could.
full strength now, though? Oh, okay.
Perhaps coming back when we're a little stronger might not be the worst of calls. Not to say that we're chickening out, but discretion is the better part of valor.
I
I'm
worry
eyeballing
about
less on valor.
coming all this way again. I mean, I think we should at least explore what we can while we're here. But I don't want anyone to get hurt either.
I'm just putting it out there as an option. I think that might be the smartest course of action. But, as is the case, I will go with the group.
So, I'm sorry, I was relieving myself.
You were in the corner, we understand.
Peeing in the
it's
scroll
alright.
room. Yes.
We're trying to debate the next course of action and see what we should do next.
What I was putting forward, Hope, is that we were very nearly wiped out by 3 floaty skull heads. It was a tight one, and now that we know what we're up against and what's here and how hard they hit, we could conceivably come back here if we need to perhaps get stronger. That would be my thought. However,
What was other people's thoughts as well?
It's a hard call to make. I mean, you know, we're close to something that, you know, might be helping us beat Strahd, but right now we might be making the call that we don't make it out. So
at least not all of us will make it out.
But we know
it's a hard call to make.
at least not to go down these 2 corridors. There's still an unknown area that we could explore a little ways into.
That's true.
That's also true. I think.
Is there any chance you could pop another question to whoever you're talking to?
I can do one more before they start not being accurate.
Could you ask something about the Sword of Sunlight? Like if we go a certain way, if we'll find it.
Or if we'll get fucked up on the way.
Fair enough.
I mean, again, I'm interested in us leaving here.
Does it become? Do the spirits not like to tell the truth?
Well, you want to try and be as straightforward as possible, but you can't be too complex, I feel.
Right, it's like cosmic smoke signals.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
you know. I'm really just finding out if it's good or bad or not.
Just as a thought, we don't, of course, have to follow any course of action, but it may be useful for us to figure out if we can even stand to get through this without all dying of murder.
Is there perhaps a way of saying?
It's within the next 30 minutes.
Well, I mean, we're going to be walking somewhere in the
Yeah,
next 30 minutes.
No, I'm sorry.
I just think we should explore all avenues we've come so far to get here. It'll be an arduous journey back and an arduous journey back here again. We should at least see what we can accomplish while we're here.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps you could ask if we will come to harm anywhere within the temple.
If we
I
can
think the answer will be yes.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yes. Specificity.
Specificity.
I'm really struggling tonight.
It was
Apparently.
a hard fight.
It's because we don't have
sorry.
snacks. I am too, apparently.
All I can think about is ordering cookies.
But, I mean,
again, I just put it forward as an option to the party because I don't super want to see all of us die.
I agree, Doctor. I don't want anybody to die.
There's that as well.
I think if you are able to make another spell for the other route that we could possibly take, or at least one more route, I think that could really help us out, and then at least we know that there's one possible route we can still take. Otherwise, we can't really continue exploring.
Do we even know if there's like a door? Do we even know if there's like a door or anything beyond the like?
well, we can go back there and I could cast my globes of light down there. And
It does
see.
seem pretty safe on that gantry.
Do we wanna? I mean, we might have alerted some shit as well.
That's true.
It's possible. But I mean, no use crying over spilt milk.
That's true.
That's fair.
Or
Yeah,
We've gotta
so
just figure out what we can do and what we can't, I think.
okay, I'm gonna kneel down and take another 10 minutes to ritual cast augury, specifically asking if we continue down the but like
The stairway through
past
the front.
the statue.
Yeah.
If we will come into conflict.
I feel like we're gonna get into
I think we
conflict.
should ask if we'll find what we seek through that
Mhm.
that direction.
Or if we'll
Because we're gonna
survive
find conflict no matter what. But if we go a direction knowing that there will be conflict, but we'll find the sword, or if we will find the sword, we only have to go through the
Yeah,
conflict that we
that's
have
true,
to go
that's
through.
It's
Okay.
true.
If I might recommend, will we survive long enough to get the sword? That's
Well,
a
we
game.
I think I don't know if we can ask that.
That's asking two
I
questions.
think the best that we can do is find out if the sword is the way that we is unknown to us yet. That we have a best chance at.
I will relay that. Alright.
What is it you're asking?
Question is, if we go through or past the statue,
Yep.
that route, will we reach what we were looking for?
Sword
Will
of
you
sunlight.
reach what you're looking
The
for?
sword. Beyond the Ember Doors. Jordy, I'm sorry, I'm busting your beans here.
No, it's good. It's
I've just been crying in that corner this whole time, by the way.
Yeah,
I have-
I've also been like standing off to the side.
I 100% am not paying attention to Les.
I'm going business here, I'm sorry, but we got way too fucking close.
Yeah, I'm kind
I
of.
agree.
Will you find what you're looking for beyond the statue?
If we beyond, yes,
Will you find what you're looking for beyond the statue?
beyond the,
Oh,
yeah,
It's two
Yeah.
this whole time.
Okay.
What's that? 10 minutes.
Wheels.
okay.
Wheel.
You get the good result.
Yep.
As best you can tell, what you are looking for is beyond the statue. You don't know where,
But we know it's
but
beyond
you
it.
know it is beyond the statue.
Statue? Where's the statue?
It's in the
On the
darkness.
bottom, the darkness.
But it
we
said-
saw it down the stairs. Yeah.
It said wheel.
Yeah, that's the
W-E-A-L.
that's
Wheel.
what we
Wheel.
want.
It's either wheel, woe, so good, bad, good
Okay,
and
wheel or
bad,
woe.
or neither good nor
Right.
bad.
Okay.
Like,
So also, just so you're aware,
Whoa!
Yep.
is
Whoa!
the bottom temple.
Oh my god!
Son of
Statue
a
at the
bitch.
top, rubble of the crumbled.
Hey, there's a door.
overhang. You can see
Those are our doors.
these are what you don't know are there quite yet, but you now are enough to know that those are there.
Well, I'm
Those
glad-
staircases down.
Look what Jordy drew. We can't leave now.
I'm okay. I'm happy to know
We'll
that there's
still
a door
be here.
We're just gonna die on the way, but
I mean, I just think we were nearly obliterated.
I don't think we should leave now. We've come this way. I think perhaps we should just keep going until we can sleep again for the night. Try to rest up a little bit more. I mean, if we wanted to, we could go out and take our chances with the rock. That's probably dangerous as well.
Well, the thing to think as well is that these flaming skulls we were able to contain them. If we come across something else, we may be able to contain it again.
So I'm just gonna one thing here because you've seen this now multiple times. Les, you've seen it as well. There are arrow slits
Yeah.
on both sides,
Yep.
overlooking that lower
I
area.
was gonna say that.
But
There's-
they didn't notice us the first time through.
we didn't go down.
Oh, that's
Where they're-
right.
Jesus.
That being said,
It's a 7-letter word. Pillbox.
what was that?
Yeah.
Pillbox.
You go down there, you're dead.
Oh.
So,
There are arrow slits of creatures that you know can fire fireball spells. You registered the heat and the impacts of those as scorching ray spells. This is something where it is possible.
Oh, so the arrow slits are coming from like the hallway,
The arrow
like right
slits,
here.
You can see them.
oh, there.
winery.
You can
Oh.
see them.
Centaurs sound
Oh.
real good.
So
Okay.
you've gotten enough of a vision now that you know those three things are there. You don't know what's on the other side.
We can assume it's ranged attacks and it's just as deadly.
Wine tour sounded real good about now. I'm just saying.
I just think we have to find a way around the arrow slits.
Yes, but we could also find our way around the arrow slits when we can fight what's past the arrow slits.
I can make a wall of water with ice to block us.
On
one
force
side.
them.
Ice didn't help.
I think that those things are... Ice is what they're able to impact more readily. There's something else that will have to impact the fire.
I
Fire
think
melts
jack
ice.
shit
We
to
are
those
in a
guys.
That's what I'm
cold
saying, yeah.
mountain as well.
I think it's
Everything
something
here-
else, like the doctor's ice, or the doctor's cold didn't seem to impact them, but
They
the
were taking Buckley's.
acid damage seemed to hurt them.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah.
Thank you for that.
This is,
No one else got it.
real shit.
That's it.
Gotcha.
Thank you.
I reckon that's a good book.
Oh man, it's a hard call.
We only have so much time and energy, I think, to get these 5 weapons or aspects of
Strahd
lore.
also knows we're here.
I wonder as well,
I don't think so.
perhaps,
Not yet.
Choice.
do you think it would be possible to misty step along
I got
downstairs?
2 hits of it, and then I can't use any more.
I've got
Just
misty
not-
step too.
Yeah.
I've got,
But you can't.
So
It's
maybe
just
just
you.
you.
I know, but again, I could.
It's also 30 feet.
So it's essentially just a dash action at that point.
It's just teleport from here to there, the same distance that you could move.
But another thing, perhaps, is that we could sneak past.
They know we're here.
There's also,
We're talking about these guys, right?
Yeah.
but there's also
So yeah,
potentially
other
more.
things.
Yeah.
Arrow holes are
They
going
can
down,
shoot those
looking down
fireballs.
on the spot that we have to walk past to get to the other.
I think we leave. That's my thought. I think we take off, come back.
I do agree with the doctor on this one.
I think we know it's here. Certainly Casimir, I think, will probably agree with us now that he's been fucked up pretty bad.
See him kind of just over in the corner. He's a loss for words.
I'm still crying in the corner, saying I failed you. I failed you. I failed you. I'm sorry.
So I think.
It's
I'll
up to
walk
you guys. That's just
I
what
think
I'm proposing.
I feel like it's come to a decision where we're going to have to return back here at another time.
I mean, I just feel like it's time sensitive. I mean, we don't know if Casimir is willing to come back with us. This is a...
We could ask him. He's right here.
We also know where. Well, actually, fuck yeah.
Yeah, we know where it is.
But
We
he
do.
needs what he needs here.
What do you think,
I
Casimir?
need to return my sister. If that has to wait, I would rather not give up my own life. I understand and respect any decision that you want to make. If you would like to leave and come back, as much as I do not like that,
I
it's
imagine you
better
like keeping your
than
life
losing all of
more.
us inside this place. In the end, it is up to you. I am content either way. I will carry on as long as my body is living.
I think we take off. I think that's the prudent decision.
I think we could find a way past that arrow slits, but I think that we should vote as a party. And I
Very
think
well.
that Casimir should get a vote as well. To be honest, as our guide, you have as much right as the rest of us to say what you'd like to have happen here.
Also, I don't know if Les is chiming in on this one. So.
Yeah, let's sit
During
down.
this conversation, I would have gone over to Les. I don't know if you guys want to finish this conversation
Yeah.
before I do that one, but
Yeah.
like,
This would be the vote after you have that, so we'll let you
Okay.
do everything.
Les, are you okay? That was a tough battle. I've been laying on the floor for an hour and nobody even helped me, so the group that we consider a group, they just let me just lay there. No one helped me, no one asked if I was okay. You went, you fell also.
I couldn't save her.
We're all okay, it's alright.
it seems like we're putting it up to a vote.
I mean, if we want to voice our thoughts on this, I mean, every choice I'm going to make is to keep everyone healthy and alive. And
I'm real interested in keeping as many of us alive as possible in order to get the hell out of this place. We're real lucky Allura had that fancy little necklace thing.
I think we're lucky some of us avoided the fire. I don't know though. I just feel like coming back here, some of the things that have happened already have been pot luck that we've managed to get in here.
And it won't be luck on the way back. We already know the way through everything.
We do. There are other dangers.
We also killed that. That fucking goat's back.
Dangzor, we can get.
I mean, there is the rider that Leaf saw. I wonder if
You mean that rider that I saw?
Oh, sorry, that you saw.
That didn't
He
pay
told me
attention
about
to
it.
us?
I'm sorry, I credit.
I wonder if we asked that creature if it had any information for us.
I don't think we approach that creature. I think we leave it be real steady.
I would love to try and think of ways that we can figure this out so it's not a wasted trip. But
It's not, though. We know the way. We know how to get back up here.
We also know that we need to get a lot stronger.
Yeah.
and we know where to find the treasure.
Yeah. We've got a bunch of information.
We also, one more thing to consider now is that Strahd knows that we know where this place is and that we're going for it.
Yeah, well, we'll touch on that diaper baby when we deal with him. I wasn't meant to say touch, meant to say kill. But that's what I went with, and I'm sticking to my decision. Because I'm
we don't-
yes-anding this conversation.
We don't know that he knows why we're here, what we're looking for. I feel like if he knew where something like a sun sword was hidden, he would have it. It wouldn't be still residing where it is, where it lies. So, we may have just alerted him that this is a place where something might be hidden, but I don't think he knows what we're after.
I don't believe his minions, or at least any of the minions we've came across yet, would be able to survive this to retrieve the sword.
I don't think so either. I don't think we have any. I think we have more to worry from leaving Irina back in Vallaki personally.
Although, a quick question, Doctor, or Leaf, perhaps you would be able to help us, or maybe a Leaf, with these flame skulls, as they were called. Do you know how are they commanded by an object, or?
They're usually given a task and they'll stick to it, I'd say.
Who sets the task and how? I just suddenly thought, what if the sword is what commands them?
I think that might be a little bit of a stretch.
I think when they protect things, but it's more of a general protection, as in
Yeah, they're guards.
they're guards. They're not necessarily.
But how were they set up to guard?
If they're guarding something, the sword's bad news then.
Do you think so, or are they just up here as protection for anyone who's not worthy to not be able to take the sword away?
I think that's the one.
Because whoever left it here, I mean, we don't really know the history of this land much, but we do know that there are people here before Strahd came, and there were gods here before Strahd came. We can only, just as likely as anything that this sword was set here for anyone who was going to be able to defeat Strahd, they would have to be strong enough to bear it.
I don't think we have to worry about Strahd coming in here trying to take the sword.
It's not so much that, it's more, I mean, he could collapse the entrance, he could do any number of things to prevent us from getting it.
Strahd also controls this land.
But he has more control in some areas than others.
Mm-hmm.
He can't be everywhere all at once, but if we ping him to a certain location, he's going to perhaps turn his attention there. I'm not necessarily saying let's stay, I just think we should explore every option that we can.
I think so too. I just want us to survive it.
I understand. And I mean, I think we need to... We've gone up against creatures before who the only damage that can be done to them is through magic. Like, I fired at that one and I wasn't able to hit it, but even if I could have, I don't know that my arrows would have done much damage. We need to figure out a way for more of us to have magical weapons before we can go up against creatures like this.
Mm-hmm.
I do think that.
I think it's safe for us to turn around. I think that's the best course of action right now.
How do you feel about this, Salura?
I agree with the doctor.
Doctor's orders.
Three of our party fell unconscious.
And Casimir.
That was included in the 3.
Oh, I was not counting. Not a math doctor, I'm a party doctor.
I don't think that we are strong enough. I don't think we're not ready for this.
I think it seems that to get down through the doors, we'd have to take out the creatures that are off to the side first, one by one.
At least safely.
And I don't think we can do that currently.
Yeah, there's not a way for us to get across to the third set of doors that you mentioned, Alith, across the way, without going past those arrow slits,
Should we
which
try-
it looks like the 3 flaming skulls would be at each of those arrow slits, sending blasts at us as we walked past. I think we may have succeeded had we not come in this way and just went straight across, and they would have possibly not
Noticed us?
been alerted to us with Pass Without a Trace. But I think that now that they are aware we're here, it's not possible.
I think we come back.
I mean, I'm not going to go against the wishes of the group. I think we should just vote on it, but I think we could probably find a way to get across, but I'm not about to go out on my own either.
Well, I'm down to a vote. Once Les is done peeing in the corner of the room.
In the scroll room.
Yeah.
Schoolroom, yeah. Really want to seal that one up for flavor.
When we come back, see if it ripens.
Hope old Kelth and the boys still go in there.
What the?
It's our meat storage.
Those guys?
Alright, we can only do bits for so long.
I know. Well, I mean, Les isn't here because he's still peeing in the corner in the scroll room.
My vote's that we collect ourselves and come back another way.
I agree.
I'm for leaving.
That's 3. Hope, leave.
I think I can't think of anything that we can do to warrant us staying right now.
That's 4.
I think there's a lot of unknowns, but I mean, that's the majority rules, pretty much.
Les, your thoughts?
I think everyone should have a chance to stay there.
I'm still stalling in the corner.
Okay.
Quite inaudible.
So Les is pretty fucked up, huh?
This is pretty catatonic at this point.
Leave?
I think we should try and find a way past it, but like I said, I'm not going to try and do it alone or convince people who don't want to do that. If you all want to leave, I'll leave with you.
Casimir, we've taken you this far. We will take you this far again.
I have no doubt that this.
One thing to consider is that the Vistani are more favourable towards us since we found What's-His-Face's daughter. So
Luvash.
you may not have to worry so much about sneaking in and out of camp.
Well,
But
he'll
we can
travel
feel
with
that
us.
out.
Yeah.
I mean, if you all wanted to go off and do your own thing, the village of Christ seemed relatively nice. I would be okay with spending some time there.
If you want to stay there, we can drop you there.
Don't.
Yo, Burger Master.
It would be
He's a
nice to
friend
be
for me.
somewhere that I was not looked down upon by all the people around me. It seemed like that would be something that might be able to happen there.
I liked that place. They were all dependent on each other. I agree with you. That's a nice place to spend some time. We can live there.
I liked it too.
Communism.
All right, guys, let's get the heck out of here.
We open the door and get smoked.
I do want to try something before we go, though. I'd like to just cast my lights down there and fire an arrow and see if it's sort of automatic.
Cool. I'm gonna wait near the entrance.
I did actually have one other thought. Do you think if they shot into water that would cause anything, or whether it would negate their fire?
Well,
the
cold
scorching
didn't seem
rays?
to do much.
But we didn't do water.
I think it's a magical fire. I don't think it's actual fire.
What kind of water are you thinking of?
Well, I was just thinking that I've not had to do this, but I can hold my breath for quite a long time. And if
Alright.
we filled it up, whether that would work.
Are you saying we flood the Amber Temple?
That
Because I'm
was-
kind of on board.
Wait, how much water do we have?
How are you proposing we flood the temple?
Oh, I'm just curious to find out, but I'm kind of interested.
I was wondering if Les's wall of water would perhaps actually permeate enough the basement area.
I think it's just a wall of water. It's
I also
not like
don't
a.
It's I think it's 20 feet long, 1 foot thick, and 10 feet tall. So think of it just like a giant shield in front of you.
Yeah, so it's not anything
it's
that
not
can
like
produce water.
Yeah, it's not like produce ocean.
How do we make the Amber
Wish.
Temple?
Fucking
How do we
wish.
make the Amber
Where's
Temple
that
even
spell?
better?
Who has that one?
Fucking water
A
level?
wish spell would do it.
Yeah.
I guess.
I wish.
I don't know. I
It
was
was
thinking,
Alright, so
yeah,
I
I
think
just
group
thought.
consensus?
Come back one stronger.
Fucking sucks, man. We're so close.
Yes,
But-
but
Let's level
not.
up.
I would rather we not die on the way.
Oh, I feel you.
The catatonic.
Someone pick Les up.
I will.
Thank you.
Can I try and put like Les on like my
Keep open the door.
sorry, my own probably. Oh my god, this dice has been horrific.
Does that mean less just
Throw him
I
over your
rolled
shoulder,
a
throw him
2,
into the
so
wall.
it makes it an 8.
8. So you reach down for Les and you like try to lift him up and he's just dead weight at this point. And just like you like grab an arm and you try to pull it over and you start to feel it like
Not
come out of its
fiber.
socket a little bit. You just kind of rapidly put it back down and just kind of like grab him by the waist and try and lift him up and with the weight of the armor.
It's
and
all
everything,
slippery.
He's just
Damn.
you're not able to lift him and he's just kind of
Stupid
slumping
crab
against the
over.
wall.
Leaf, can I have your assistance,
Yeah, I'll
please?
see what I can do.
We'll say between the two of you,
Yeah.
one arm under each of Les's arms, you kind of pull him up to his feet, and his feet are just kind of dangling.
Weekend at
So he's
Bernie's.
like this.
Pretty much. Yeah. But between the two of you, you're able to carry him out towards the entrance.
Let's be quick about this.
Yeah.
You've got the 2 staircases, 10 feet up each, and then eventually to the main doors to the temple. Are you doing anything else before you leave?
Yeah, so I wanna,
You want to do your...
yeah, I'm gonna,
Yeah.
Door shuts
What's
off.
the range on the dancing lights?
I don't have that in
It's
front of
not
me.
very far.
Door
I
shuts,
believe.
becomes mouth,
Yeah, I
laughs
think it's
out.
like 60.
It's Strahd.
Oh, gotcha.
Whoa!
It might even be less of that.
How
Is it
dare
like
you out,
15?
120 feet.
Oh.
Yeah, they go pretty far, I thought.
Fantastic. Oh, there goes.
I need
We're
it
like-
for flying.
Okay, so I'm gonna
Wah,
cast
wah,
that
wee, wah.
as one giant globe.
Yep.
So it's sort of like
Strahd
an
is
eerie,
Borat now.
glowing, purpley, green, flickering light, and it goes down as far as I can get it, down through the hallway, like towards the statue.
Standing. Are you up against the
My
balcony?
wife
Are
is
you
dead.
further back in the staircase? Where are you gonna be?
I'm like, sorry, it's hard to think of
Sorry.
where it is, but I'm not going that far forward.
Should I hold the map? Would that help?
Thank you.
Point on the map where you want it to go.
Yeah, perfect. Okay,
We'll
great.
get back to
This
you,
is
man.
this is the balcony.
We've passed through there, right?
Sorry.
The balcony's where
We're on
we've
the
passed
You're
through.
on.
Yeah.
You're on the balcony.
Uh-huh.
Oh, there's doors.
Okay, so yeah, I'm gonna stand on the balcony, not going forward down to the steps or anything like that,
Okay.
and just fire an arrow
So
past.
you're putting the globe as far as you can.
Yeah.
10,
Ding one off the statue.
40, 50,
Statue comes to life.
70,
It's Strahd.
90, 100. Okay. So
So we can kind of see everything that's down there now.
you begin to get the dancing light to move forward. It begins to make its way down. Is it like staying at eye level with you, or are you getting it down into the darkness?
Farther down into the darkness.
Okay. So It begins to move its way out, slowly making its way further down into the darkness. 10 feet, 20 feet, 30 feet. It's illuminating a decent amount. Not much that you couldn't see before, but a little bit of extra light gives you a couple of extra details.
And everyone else can see it at this point now too.
40, 50, 60, 70. Right about the 80-foot mark, as you're getting ready to pull your bowstring back, the light just looks up.
As it gets towards the statue that has the void face.
You're just sending it away from you, and it just instantly just
Well.
vanishes.
Okay.
Doesn't bode well.
Away we go.
I can see that far though, right?
You can see that
I was
part.
like
You're looking
walking.
at the light, you're
Seemed
looking
like
at
a nice
everything around
place
it,
to
and looking
keep
at the light
home,
that's
Calm
casting
stay
down,
against the
home,
settle
ground,
down.
and then all of a sudden that light's
Very,
gone
very
and you're back
nice.
in
Lucky.
Maybe I'm not gonna
Years.
fire an arrow down there. I feel like I would feel pretty bad if like the statue fired laser eyes at my party.
So so your dark vision is 180.
It's really good with Dread Ambusher. So I have an extra 30 feet of dark vision
So
on
it's
top of what I already
150.
had. Yes, it's 150.
I just want to double check here.
Yeah, I wrote a note. It's 150 feet of
It's
dark
actually
vision.
far
I
enough
thought
out
this
to
was
see.
the fun 30th episode.
Good 30th episode. Almost TPK.
Hey, this is the. Now we're really anime. We just got beat down.
It is
Yeah.
far enough.
Stronger
We just
than
got
You're
the
able to
humbled.
see on this side, you're able to see everything at the top of the map there. So you
Okay.
can see.
Here, I can help.
So you can see this was a balcony that's about half crumbled and that's fallen down onto the ground. So there's multiple loose fragments of stone, and there is a balcony that's kind of broken across there, and you can see it kind of leads over to another set of open doors. This is a closed amber door on the lower level, and above that is a fully intact balcony with one open door on the right and a set of closed doors above that. So basically right here, there's another level right here. And a set of closed doors here and one open door right above here. That's what you're able to see on the other side of that. You can also see these are openings, and you don't know what those connect to because you don't have an angle to be able to see them at the moment, but there are 3 openings on either side.
And where are the arrow slits?
The arrow slits are
Yeah.
directly above these,
Okay.
looking right down into the center of the room, and then these are the 4 pillars that support the whole temple.
Touch it right down those pillars.
Okay. I'll just describe what I see down there to the rest of the party.
You turn around and walk out.
Cast friends.
I'll follow the rest of you if you want to go.
I'm already
I
at the
don't
door.
think there's a way to get to the other balconies that you've just described currently.
It looks to be the only way to get to those balconies is through either one of the hallways.
You've got a climber with you.
Well, or into the void. and
Oh,
back
yeah.
out.
Right, so the balconies or through here.
Well, let's come back later.
We're Napa Valley
Well, I
friends.
think with that statue with the lights disappearing sounds very much like the kind of
Was it the
The
top?
magic that was around the
Nope.
tower.
That sounds like it would be real sucky for me and Leaf here, and Elite's magic, and your magic. And these guys are okay.
Although, do we know if you came across any deities with a void face before, or just like
I think
a
we did
blank
that last
face?
time.
We did.
sorry, yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
sorry.
Second,
Yeah,
it's
no
just
one know.
What the fuck? Oh.
No one knew what it was.
it's just no face.
Well, guys, we've had a great time. Let's go to a wine tour.
Let's bring out the map again and figure out.
It would be the. I think if we're going back to
I
Crest.
think we have to go back to Kresk and
Yeah,
drop off
drop off
Casimir.
Casimir.
Yeah,
Yeah,
He's squishy.
Cassie.
he's very squishy.
we
Yeah.
try to squid.
Shall we scoot out to our?
Scoot back out of the wagon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Does Casimir have any armor or anything on him, or is he just like, you know? Maybe we should have gotten that for him before we left.
Oh well.
I'm full lucky.
No weapons, no armor of any kind.
No, but he said he didn't want them, if I remember
He's
correctly.
not a fighter.
Yeah,
He's
he
No,
was
but,
like,
like,
that's not his
Armor could
Yeah.
have maybe helped a little bit.
I'm not sure.
Okay.
All right, let's
Just gonna
skedaddle.
wrap it in tin
I go
foil.
over to the door and unhinge the.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, thank you.
we're not
Yes.
leaving that.
So is everybody
Well, like
else?
carry him, you
make
just,
your
like,
way out,
stand
you just
him.
kind of realize, turn around and reach for your waist for the rod, just kind of give yourself that little bit of peace of mind. Realize it's not there. You quickly run back into the other room. Very silently.
those creatures need to be activated in order to.
Yeah.
So, everybody reconvening outside the doors of the Ember Temple, back in the cold, in the snow, the wind howling again, but the snowstorm still appearing not to have made its way back quite yet. Loading everybody back up into the wagons, Cinnamon at the helm, a couple people walking, dejected, but alive. You need to make your way away from the Ember Temple. Slowly back up the hill until eventually it vanishes out of sight beyond the cap. And you begin the long trek back along the winding mountain road, eventually reaching the Selenka Pass. Better part of a day has gone by at this point. It's closing in on evening. You've got the same towers that you had before.
Cool.
No creatures, no interactions with anything along the way. All completely uneventful. It's just all of you with your thoughts as to what transpired.
Can we hole up in the tower for a long rest for the night?
Yes, absolutely.
Going back into the same tower that you used the night before. Would anybody like to keep watch?
Yes.
Oh yeah, I'll do a watch.
Alright.
So will I.
I'll do a watch as well.
Alright, there's the 4 people who'll do watches. So, Elite, first watch.
I think Allura said
Laura first.
she would do the first. Well, I'm happy to do first watch. I don't care either which
Just let me
way.
know the order.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't say. I said
Just
I'll
tell
do
me what
a
you want
watch.
to do.
Oh yeah,
I'll
that's
take
fine.
first.
First. Okay. Doctor, keeping first watch. Low crackling fire in the hearth. A little bit of warmth. Nothing in the interest. No snowstorm. The wind is there, and it's ever present, but otherwise passes by uneventful. Second,
How long are each of the watches?
2 hours.
If I can do third, so that I can at that point be back on my hip HP, that'd be great.
I'll do second.
Well, you get your hit
Yeah,
points
you
at the
get-
end of 8 hours.
Oh, okay, 8
It's
hours.
not-
Okay, that's fine.
Okay. Second? Okay.
Then it
Les,
doesn't matter.
you get woken up. You had a very fitful sleep. Not really able to actually get proper shut-eye. First 2 hours, you just kind of rolled around trying to find any way of getting comfortable. Get up for your watch, half-hearted paying attention to everything. Just consistently looking back at those doors being pulled open and those 3 flaming skulls just all turning towards you in the moat of energy in one, and then it just kind of flashes in your eyes. You blink your eyes open, and all of a sudden you're wide awake again. Your watch passes uneventfully. Just the wind, a little bit of snow falling, nothing else coming around. I do need you to make a Constitution saving throw for me.
How many hit dice do we get back on that one?
Half of you are expended, rounded up. So if you use 3, you get 2 back.
Okay.
18.
You do eventually find sleep. It's not restful, but you're not overworked by it. You're not exhausted the following day. So you do not need a point of exhaustion. But eventually it does come to you. Who's doing third? Alright, I'll leave. Less kind of stumbling over into bed and half falling onto the ground, just kind of like arms smacking you as he falls over. Wake up and take up your post, get up a little higher onto the 2nd floor, look out over the forest below. Things that you couldn't really see last time with the snow and the storm raging, but able to see the white-capped peaks, white-capped trees. Looking out over everything, it's surprisingly peaceful.
I would specifically also be watching for the rock hunting.
The rock, you listen for it. No sound seems to come to your ears.
Okay.
You wouldn't know for sure, but potentially the rock's hunting grounds are a little further, closer towards the Ember Temple from where you are right now. At least for the time being, no sound.
Okay.
Passes uneventfully. Allura, last watch.
Oof. That's so much better.
Perception?
Well, no, it's just, are you taking last watch?
Oh yes, I am.
Okay, sorry, I was like, why are you rolling your die?
I got a 9.
I don't
I do take last watch.
You getting woken up. It's a new feeling.
Man,
for
y'all got
you
shook.
Being knocked unconscious. This isn't something that you have really experienced before. You've always been able to dodge and weave and get your way out of situations, and then all of a sudden being in a room and looking at everybody around the room, and seeing as you fell 2 of your allies falling. Almost half the group just instantly decimated by 2 creatures having done nothing to them. No damage of any real note. It weighs on you quite heavily. You sleep. You manage to be okay for it. But looking at everything that transpired and waking up after that 1 hour in the corner, basically, to your knowledge at least, in the same way and same place that everybody saw you fall, it's not a great feeling.
Nope.
And so it'll be something that we have a chat about after. But your watch passes uneventfully. Wake up the following morning, everybody's starting to consciousness, back to full hit points, all of your spells restored, all of your abilities, everything back. Nothing seemed to transpire during the evening. You're back on the road. Passing through, you eventually come back to that green wall of flame.
I'm ready for this one.
And all
Up is down, down is up.
I cast spell magic.
Cast a spell magic, so less preparing, thinking about casting
Don't
wall of
worry,
water,
buddy.
just kind of faltering with it slightly. He just pats him on the arm and raises a hand, and the entire wall, just from the inside out, just vanishes, and you can see it becomes just a fringe edge of where the wall begins, and you can see it slowly beginning to regain itself, but it is taking time, allowing the caravan, all of you to move through it.
Yeah.
And as you get through to the other side, about a minute or so later, it fully re-encompasses itself. So the dispel magic working, but seeming to just abate the spell, not actually completely get rid of it.
Good to note. Yeah.
So
Probably not the worst.
Shitters.
back, eventually off of the mountain trail, snow starting to disappear behind you, wind going along with it. You're greeted by the dull gray sky, the invisible yet somewhat visible sun behind the clouds, constantly there, but never really able to be seen. Slowly make your way back to the village of Grace over the course of the rest of that day. Nothing happens. Nothing on the road, no sounds of animal life. It's just all of you with your thoughts pretty quietly. And eventually pulling into the village. People in the gate of the guard tower recognizing you, get a few smiles. People wandering in.
We don't deserve those.
We're all bald now.
A few of you are missing eyebrows, some small burn marks that are still healing on your skin, but you do eventually make your way back. And inside the village, you're greeted with excuse me,
Dimitri.
No.
why do I not have
What
it?
do you elf
Yeah, Dimitri
see?
Kreskov. And he just welcomes everybody back with open arms, but definitely looks and sees the travel weary.
No, I do have it.
The fact that you set out less than a week ago and you're already back and looking completely worse for wear. No real pleasantries are exchanged, but you're all welcome back inside the village. Your caravan is taken care of. You're provided hot food, drinks, whatever it is that you need. And that's going to be where we leave things off for the evening. With you guys in the village of Christ, we're going to pick up next week with whatever it is you decide to do next. So,
Rough.
Yeah.
Super rough.
good job, everyone. You know, it's a tough thing looking at something that is a destination goal. Getting there, all that hardship to get to that point, seeing one fight that you took and in a very distinct manner and think, yeah, we can do this, rip open a set of doors and half the party is on death's door.
Yeah.
And it's a tough thing to walk away from that. I will commend you guys that this is something that could have been done. You could have done it very, very specifically in a certain way. It could have been done.
Maybe
But
dispel magic on those.
they are not magical entities.
Oh, okay. Oh, they're undead, right? You said?
Correct.
Right.
So it could have been done, but based on everything that you had done before, based on the way that the party was interacting, I was curious to see how it would all go. And it went pretty much according to how I thought it was going to go. I'm really curious to see what this ends up becoming when you guys finally make your way back here. Now, this is a level.
Yeah!
Yay!
Yes.
Holy
We like did 2 levels in like 2
So
Which is a
sessions.
big shit, though.
the reason why is because your first level was from
The werewolves.
werewolves.
Yeah.
The second level, I'm going to do an amalgamation, is half of the Abbey and the journey to and from the Amber Temple.
Oh.
We grew as people.
You did. The journey to the Amber Temple is no small thing. Those wraiths, had that not gone down the way it did with you, with those things, that very well could have been permanent character death. If one of those things reaches in and reaches you and reduces you to 0 hit points, you die and immediately come back as a zombie. There is no resurrection ability.
There's no coming back
You
from
are
that.
done.
Yeah.
And so that one came down to less being on death's door. 1 hit and you were potentially permanently dead.
We did not know
New
that.
character entirely, like no way to save from that.
Wow.
And you just rode in and just 2/X strike killed that thing.
Thank you, Sandal.
And Hope got one of them before they were able to do damage in tandem too, because
Correct.
we were only getting damage from one at one time
Yeah.
because one of them wasn't up through the floor yet.
Exactly. So that is going to be a level. This is going to be level 7 for everybody. We'll go through all of your new abilities and everything. But we're going to go ahead and say goodnight to the stream.
Happy 30!
And just like the
And
30s,
just like your 30s, it makes you want to die.
Hey, I'm 31 and I
Dirty
feel
I'm
30.
turning 30 this year, and I'm going to Mexico pretending I'm 19.
I will be there.
I'm
with
sorry.
you.
I'm sorry. I need to turn my hearing aid up for the
Yeah.
table.
So, we'll do the one thing before we say goodbye to the stream. Let's go ahead and get everybody to roll your hit die
Okay.
to get your new...
D8.
What do we roll again?
If I roll a 2 again,
So,
I'm
the
gonna...
one thing here, if anybody would like, you guys are at the point now where you can multi-class. So, if you want to do that, you can do that separately. You don't have to roll your hit die yet. We can talk about that afterwards. Or if you know you want to take your next level, you can just go ahead and roll your hit die
Yeah.
and gain your hit points for the level that you're getting.
And when we roll our hit die, we can either take the average, so...
So you can either take the app personally, just roll because you.
I rolled a 2 last time, though.
I know, but ones don't count for me, so you're eliminating
I
the
know.
bottom thing. So
Yeah.
always roll better than the average because of how I do hit dice.
I statistically rolled
If I
the
roll a
average.
2, Jordy, I'm re-rolling it.
If you roll a 2, I'll give you the average.
I rolled a 1.
Hey.
Well, no, you re-roll automatically.
I rolled a 2.
Okay, so you take the average.
Oh my
So in
god.
your case, it's a D8, right?
It's a D8.
So you get 5
5.
plus your con mod, so 6.
Where's the 8 die?
I did okay.
You get a
We
D10.
we have D10s.
Where's the 8 die? I don't
Yeah,
know when the
Kevin, you
8
get a
die
D10.
is.
Kevin, we got a D10.
That's right.
Yeah. Are we still live, by the way?
Yep.
You're still alive.
I rolled 4, so it's 5 additional.
I rolled 7.
All right.
Wow.
Kevin?
Nice.
I
Good.
don't feel like any of my dice liked me tonight, but
5.
All right. So you get 5 plus your con mod.
You're welcome to one of mine if
Plus
you like.
2.
Oh.
So you get 7 more hit points total. Would you roll?
I just rolled 4 2s in a row on this die.
well, I just rolled a 2 as well, so I'm gonna.
So you'll take the average.
Wait, if we roll... Oh, no, it's only rolling 2s,
Well, no,
right?
actually, no, because you
Let's
didn't get a 2
go.
last time. It's 2. But you get your con mod. So you
I
can
got
get,
really low last level.
No, you got, I think, like an 8 or something.
No,
Yeah,
I didn't.
No,
No,
you
you
all, the entire
I rolled
team.
10.
I really
Last
didn't.
60.
Mine didn't go up
What
much.
are
Yeah,
your total
man.
hit points right now?
52.
Kevin, what were your total hit points right now?
60 now.
60 now, but what did you have before?
53.
53.
Mine were
53.
54. Like, I was higher than Hope, and I'm a
Yeah,
ranger.
and I was higher
All right,
for
I'll
a
let
long
you take
time.
the average for that. So 5 plus your con mod, so 7.
Right. Thank you.
For what it's worth, I rolled a 5, so I rolled the statistical average.
Oh shit! I get a new invocation.
Oh, sorry, for you, because you're a D10, it's actually 6. You get 1 more. Alright, so 7th level is a big one. This is
Is it?
usually a big power spike level for most classes. Allura, you get evasion. So anytime you make a dex save, even if you fail, you take half damage. If you succeed, you take no damage. Those fireballs would have done nothing to you, essentially.
No, guys, let's just 180.
Less, this is, I think, more maneuvers for you, or...
Let me see.
Yeah.
This is 7th level. This is 4th level spells for the spellcasters.
I'm just looking
Yeah,
at
man.
banishment
Can you pass me
or
the player's
whatever.
handbook behind you?
Banishment,
We're still streaming, right?
Oh, really?
Yeah, we are still streaming.
Yeah.
Martial
I'm gonna get
archetype
myself out of
feature.
Barovia. Bye.
Ooh, I get
Alright.
Iron Mind.
I think at this point we're going to go ahead and shut the stream
Yeah.
off.
Bye,
Thanks
friends.
for sticking with us, even though it's kind of depressing.
Dude,
Yeah.
this one was the.
Yeah.
Well, it's ended on a bright note, at
It
least.
did. We did get a couple of comments in the chat. A bunch of people actually commenting in. Who is Leaf's god?
Oh, Elba.
Yeah.
Oh, fun fact.
Alright, good one. Alright, so we're going to go
It's
ahead and
the
say
green
goodnight,
goddess.
guys. This has been a heavy one for everybody at the table. This is going to
Fucking
stick with a
bummer.
lot of the characters and a lot of the players.
Yeah.
I'm curious to see where things end up going from here. So
Me
thank you so
too.
much. We appreciate you guys tuning in.
Bye.
And we will see you same time next week.
Love you.
Bye.
It'll be more fun, I promise.